all right, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful day, but it is also a sad day. We lost a late, great Chuck Norris. Oh man. But you know what? He lived a very long life. He was a wonderful person. Everybody I knew, or everybody that has met him, never really had anything bad to say about him. The man defined an era for me in terms of action films, so on and so forth. So today we're gonna pay a commemoration to Chuck Norris, but we're also gonna bust open some action figures to try to lighten up the mood and do some movie reviews and let you guys get out of here. So we got OG Dick Richards here, ladies and gentlemen. Give a big shout out to my man, OG Dick Richards.
Howdy.
Here's OG Dick Richards. Who is he? Let me see. He is OG Dick Richards. Let me see. He goes by OG Dick Richards, MD, DDS, OBGYN, injury attorney, good neighbor. This guy is just a swell guy. This guy is like the best, man. He's like the best. He is like the best. So, I'm going to get it going, ladies and gentlemen.
Just got to ask my neighbors. I'm the first one to tell you good morning when I see you.
Oh, yeah?
If I see someone on the street, I don't care who you are. It's good morning. Hey, how you doing? All the time.
All right. So, Kenny, get to let them know how the day went, and I'm going to go over here and share this with a couple of friends and associates. And let them know what Chuck Norris meant to you, man. Chuck Norris was the best, man. Absolutely.
Oh, man. Chuck Norris was a phenomenal part of my childhood. I used to watch Delta Force. Like, I had the VHS tape as a kid, so that would go on rotation constantly. Octagon, of course, because I was crazy about ninjas as a kid. And then more recently, he was a big proponent of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the States. One of the first, actually, to bring it into the media. He trained under the Machado brothers, John Jock and Hegan. Was able to roll with Elio Gracie himself and Hickson Gracie. There's video footage of him training with the family. So he had a direct line to the lineage, the source. And he would even incorporate things into his movies. So anytime you see Chuck Norris pull out any kind of a submission or a choke or kind of hold, that came from his training under the Machados. Even Walker, Texas Ranger, he had a few episodes where he'd bring in like members of the Gracie team as guest stars, and they do shit on there. So it was always cool to see him how he'd promote and integrate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because he was just a lifelong martial artist. Even in his own style, he still promoted the use of something he deemed was incredibly effective, like Jiu-Jitsu. He was always in its corner, so I'll always be thankful for that. And again, as a kid, Delta Force, that movie specifically was my damn shit. Oh, the hostage rescue in the airplane and all that. I used to love that movie when they dressed up in all the black and go on the raid. Delta Force was tremendous. And then you had Octagon, one of the earlier ninja movies.
Yes, you remember Octagon?
That's where Larry Hama actually got the idea for Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, because if you remember the movie, there was the rivals. You had the white dude, Chuck Norris, and his Japanese rival. And they had the clan system. That was very Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. I loved Octagon. And of course, I was ninja crazy, so I always put him along names like Shoka Shogi and all the other greats. Chuck Norris was always that dude, man. Like it said, he defined a generation in terms of action movies and just people's childhoods, man. He was a great source of entertainment for me as a kid. Even later, Walker, Texas Ranger, I used to watch that shit every now and then too, because it was fucking entertaining. I don't care what no one says. That was a good show.
He always into whip kicking somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Whip kicking and uppercutting. Like he would just uppercut you out of nowhere.
Do you know at that time he was like in his 50s, 60s or something like that, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. He lived a long time. I think when he passed, he was like 86, 87. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's a long life. So you can't really say that, he died so sudden. He died as an 86, 87-year-old man. That's a full experience to me. And he did record a video, I think it was March 10th, where he's still striking and moving around. Mm-hmm. You can tell that he wasn't at full health, but he was still good enough to have precise strikes, and his technique was still pretty sound. For an old man, he was that level of a master in terms of martial arts.
He even had his own cartoon, remember? Chuck Norris.
That some of the best toys from that cartoon, the evil ninja.
I think LJN did those, right?
Yeah, he did. The evil super ninja.
Yeah,
Tremendous,
that's
man.
what I'm saying. It's not a regular ninja, Kenny.
It's a super
He a
ninja.
super ninja.
Love that shit, man.
And you know, for some reason, that got me souped. I was like, damn. I was
Yeah,
like, super ninja.
Like he's got to
Like,
be
not a
extra
regular
dangerous.
ninja. He's a super ninja.
Like you just want to know what he's gonna do because he got to have some extra powerful tricks up his sleeve to be a super fucking ninja, man. That Chuck Norris cartoon is tremendous. I might actually go back later tonight and, check a few episodes out just for the nostalgia of it all, man.
Oh, yes, indeed. He said Silent Rage. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big shout out to my man, Pete Apatow. He is here, longtime supporter and friend of Tough Nerd Toys.
Silent Rage, indeed. Yeah.
Silent Rage is good.
Uh-huh.
Silent Rage is good beans, man. Good beans, bro.
Man. I was actually looking at some of the episodes earlier, looking for episodes on YouTube, and they have a chunk of them on YouTube. So I definitely got to watch some of them Chuck Norris cartoons again, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, Chuck Norris Karate Commandos was absolutely the best. Absolutely the best, man. I loved it.
I'm looking at the toys right now for it too, man. They, for the time they weren't that bad.
No, they weren't. They were
Yeah.
not. They were not, and they were durable as fuck. I think I had Super Ninja, Chuck Norris, and it was two versions of Chuck Norris that I had. It was
I had
one
the
we
sumo wrestler also because I remember he was heavy.
I was never able to get the sumo wrestler as a kid.
It was cool because it was a heavy toy. I had the ninja, Chuck, and the sumo. I had 3 of them, but they were good. The Chuck I had was draped up in the blue and white. If you remember that one? Yeah. He had like his little fighting outfit on. Because you also had the one I think that was Chuck Norris in more or less like a casual outfit. I wanted the one that was he was combat ready and shit with the ninja shit on.
Right.
Man,
What were some of your favorite films?
Like I said, my all-time, I have to pick one. It's gonna be Delta Force, man, because I used to watch that constantly. Like, because as a kid, kids tend to like to watch the same shit over and over again. Like I was that way as a kid. Like I'd repeat certain movies because fuck it, that's my tism. So Delta Force would stay.
Oh no, I was the same way. way. I think I've watched Transformers the movie more than any child should have ever watched it.
That classic.
Yeah. For some reason, anytime I was having a good day, I had to watch that movie. I had to watch it.
Yeah. I was kind of like that too with the G.I. Joe movie. I really liked that one.
Now the G.I. Joe movie I watched a lot, but it was Transformers the movie 1986 was always my go-to.
If you're gonna pick one of the two, I think Transformers was the better movie.
Right.
Just because Optimus actually died. He didn't fall into a coma like Duke.
Nah.
The damn.
Well, see,
Caught
they
a snake to the heart.
By the time they came around to G.I. Joe the movie because they said we can't do this again. Like, because people were writing in and all that other crazy shit. It was a mess.
But even as a kid, I knew that dude was dead. You don't catch a snake to the heart and just go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
You don't catch a snake to the heart and you fall asleep. And
no, he got a straight up snake tossed into his heart. That motherfucker's 50 million kinds of dead. Ain't no way you're alive and just going into a coma after that. If you do go into a coma after catching the damn snake to the heart, you got a powerful ass constitution.
Well, so man, this is rough, man. This is really rough. It's really it's bothering me a little bit, but you know what?
It was so sudden, because I think that's what it is. It's just that kind of came out of left field because again, it wasn't that long ago where he posted a video of him moving and striking and hitting mitts.
Right.
At it.
It also climbed like a mountain and stuff like that, whether you know it or not.
Because he just had a birthday. Damn, ain't there some shit? People do kind of tend to pass around their birthdays sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
That really is like
That's
a
why,
full revolution
I
around
try
the
to
sun.
tell people, live your life, but do right by people, but live your life, man. Listen, you gotta do right by people, but just live your life. I'm not saying take anybody nonsense or anything like that, but you gotta live your life, man.
Yeah, I would say do shit so you don't have to regret nothing later. Just do it as you want.
Very
so you
true. I agree.
It's better to say, oh, I did this and I kind of fucked it up, than to say I didn't do the shit at all because I was scared to do it.
Right. Like I can
better to just
honestly
attempt.
say, like I've done a lot in my life. I've done a lot. So like, it's still more I want to experience, but at the same token, I'm like,
Yeah, I think if I were to kind of pass today or tomorrow, I think I'd be kind of content with the things I've done on this planet.
Right.
I've had some tremendous fun.
Exactly.
I've enjoyed the company of great people.
I experienced a lot of things, both good and bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, things that this generation won't get to experience just because our world is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
our world is gone. It ain't coming back.
Sad.
Yeah, it is, man. And that's the thing with Chuck Norris too, is that he was a bit of that world that we had. It's gone, because he represented that straight, that bearded masculine energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Like I said, he defined an era, man. He definitely defined an era for us, man. Definitely defined an era.
That fight with him and Bruce Lee on Return of the Dragon in the Coliseum still holds up as a great action scene, man.
Absolutely. So over here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over and read a little bit about Chuck Norris, because I mean, we lost a good one this time, man. We lost a good one. So over here it says at Yahoo Entertainment, Chuck Norris, Walker, Texas Ranger star and martial artist dies at 86. Tributes are pouring in following the death of the legendary actor who was reportedly hospitalized in Hawaii earlier this week after experiencing an undisclosed medical emergency. It says Chuck Norris, longtime actor and martial artist, has died. His family announced on Friday he was 86. It was with heavy hearts that our family shares the sudden passing of our beloved Chuck Norris yesterday morning. The family said in a statement, while we would keep the circumstances private, please know that he was surrounded by his family and was at peace. Norris was hospitalized in Hawaii earlier this week after an undisclosed medical emergency. To the world, he was a martial artist, actor, and a symbol of strength. To us, he was a devoted husband and loving father and grandfather, an incredible brother. And in the heart of our family, the Family's Day, he lived with us with faith, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to the people he loved. Through his work, discipline, and kindness, he inspired millions around the world and left a lasting impact on so many lives. And here you see Chuck Norris, practicing moves, doing this, so on and so forth. And it says the family added, while our hearts are broken, we are deeply grateful for the life he lived and for the unforgettable moments we were blessed to share with him. The love and support he received from fans around the world meant so much to him, and our family is truly thankful for it. To him, you were not just fans, you were friends. And over here it says Norris, who turned 86 on March 10th, posted an Instagram video on his birthday showing him sparring with a trainer. I don't age, I level up. He wrote in the caption, I'm 86 today. Nothing like some playful action on a sunny day to make you feel young. I'm grateful for another year, good health, and the chance to keep doing what I love. Thank you all for being the best fans in the world. Your support through the years has meant more to me than you'll ever know. Man.
That's kind of bittersweet, man. That really is.
Right.
It's bittersweet. Look at that pic with him and Bruce, though, man. That's a classic.
Yes,
I had a poster of them two fighting as a kid.
Yes, man. Yes. Born Carlos Ray Norris in Ryan, Oklahoma in 1940, he moved with his family to Torrance, California, where he was 12. Norris joined the U.S. Air Force after high school in 1958 and learned martial arts while serving in South Korea. After returning to the United States, Norris competed in martial arts competitions. He was a 6-time world professional middleweight karate champion and opened his own studio where he trained celebrity clients, including Steve McQueen. Over the years, he developed his own style of karate known as Chuck Kuk-do, or the Chuck Norris system. Word. But he would incorporate jiu-jitsu into that. And you know what I mean?
Black belt under the Machados, of course. Mm-hmm. Direct lineage for the Gracies. He rolled with Elio, so you can't front that.
Mm-hmm. It said Norris got his first break in Hollywood in 1972, appearing opposite Bruce Lee in The Way of the Dragon. He went on to star in a steady stream of martial arts movies and action films, including Breaker, Force of One. Yes, loved Force of One.
Tremendous.
And Eye for. These are all movies I love. I love the Missing in Action series. Missing in Action 1 and 2. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I kill my brother? Remember that?
Yo, Hitman when he had the mullet and the shotgun. Come on, man. That's one of the best.
Yes.
Oh, man. Hitman was one of my favorites, too.
Yep. Missing in Action 2, The Delta Force, and Firewalker, which
Delta
are some
Force.
of the films. They didn't list all his films because there are some other ones where it was like Hitman, he was a goon in that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
With that chrome shoddy.
Yes. His television career took off in 1993 with his debut as Walker, Texas Ranger. The show ran for 8 full seasons on CBS. Norris continued making films during and after TV success, even playing himself in 2004 hit comedy Dodgeball. The last mainstream movie he appeared in was The Expendables 2 in 2012. Norris starred in Agent Recon in 2024 sci-fi action film, and will reappear in Zombie Plane alongside Vanilla Ice, which will be released this year. He appeared with Christy Brinkley in the long-running series of TV cable infomercials promoting fitness equipment. In the mid-2000s, Norris and his action hero image gained nearly infinite fame. When people began posting Chuck Norris facts online, they wanted to put Chuck Norris on Mount Rushmore, but the granite wasn't tough enough for his beard. Norris himself embraced the meme and even authored a book collecting the absurd facts. To some who know little of my martial arts or film careers, but perhaps grew up with Texas Walker Ranger, it seems that I have become a somewhat mythical superhero icon. Norris wrote in the foreword, "I am flattered and humble." Norris was an outspoken Christian conservative and National Rifle Association supporter who endorsed Republican candidates, including George W. Bush, John McCain, Mike Huckabee, and Donald Trump. He was a great guy. Trump told reporters at the White House before heading to Mar-a-Lago for the weekend, he was a really good, tough cookie. You didn't want to fight him, I can tell you. He was tough, great guy, and he was a great supporter. And it goes on, but it shows so much. Look at this, him and Dolph Lundgren. Wow, he got his what's the name? He was putting on the Walk of Fame. Yeah, Chuck Norris was amazing, man.
That was the man right there.
Yeah, he's gonna be sorely missed. Sorely missed. We will miss Chuck Norris. He is absolutely amazing. We got to share one more right here. Let's see. Let's share his filmography.
You know, and I hate to darken the mood. I'm on Facebook. I'm just scrolling. I'm like on the Mythic Legions page, right?
Right.
And they're talking about, hey, they should do a Chuck Norris tribute figure because that's what the Force.
They should do a Chuck Norris.
But here's a comment.
I'd buy it.
But here's a comment someone had to go and make and ruin the movie. Everyone's having a good time in a post talking about what parts they want to see, and you have this one jackass. No, Chuck Norris was a right-wing POS.
What that have to do with any fucking thing? Nobody cares.
Especially because we're talking about toys.
Being right-wing, man. Nobody cares about him being right-wing. Who cares about that? Chuck Norris is an icon. He defined an era. Like, how dare you disrespect that man like that? Like, come on.
Especially on a toy page
where they like to disrespect and pretty much like, you know, piss on the grave of people and shit like that. I don't know where they get that from.
You know, especially because everyone's having a good time talking about what parts they want to see used for the toy and what movie they want to be. It's basically a generally good post, and you have one jackass who has inserted his politics into it and talk about right-wing this. We're talking about toys and a man who just passed.
Absolutely nothing to do with politics. What the fuck? Like, come on, this is Chuck Norris. To me, it's kind of like, in a way, when you see stuff like that, I take it a bit offensive, and I feel like it's an attack. Not for my political beliefs or anything like that, but for the simple fact that respect this man's death. Where do you get this where you want to talk shit about people after they die? That's this new thing that's going on now. I noticed that. Like, that's the new thing. You disrespect or you desecrate the grave of people. Like, it's terrible.
Nothing sacred, you know.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And over here,
it is a weird thing that I think is prevalent with this current generation where they don't have respect for shit.
No, they don't.
Like
they don't.
You really can just die and they'll turn around and spit on your grave and find something to dig about. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. There are many people that I don't agree with in many different factors, but when a person dies, you humble yourself, or you pay respects, or if you don't like the person, shut the fuck up. Shut up. This is not the time for you to air your grievances about or your ideals and beliefs on why you don't like this particular person, whatever the case may be.
Especially on a damn toy page where we're talking about action figures and shit like that.
I hope they railroaded it. I hope they ran through him, bro.
They did. They're already picking at his profile picture and saying it matches the opinion and all that shit. Like, you don't come in there talking your shit.
Imagine you had your political biases reached so far, or it has made you completely deranged to the fact that somebody just lost their life. Somebody is dead. But you worried about your political beliefs and everything like that. That's what matters. It doesn't matter that this person was an icon. He looked up to like, you know, I mean, like many people looked up to him and everything like that. But you worried about your political beliefs and what he stood for in terms of his politics. That's ridiculous.
How weird is the energy to have somebody who's just, imagine this, you're on Facebook, you're scrolling, you're on a toy page, people are talking about action figures, and you see a name and you get so triggered you have to go comment your political idea nonsense in a space where people are talking about tribute toy. It's ridiculous.
Crazy, absolutely insane. It's pure insanity. Yeah,
it's like I can't even have my toy discussion anymore with some asshole inserting politics into it.
Yeah, I'm getting so tired of where like there's a time and place for politics. I'm telling you, it's a time and place for it. Place like that is not for it. They're like, you know, but see, a lot of people have become so out of touch, they can't read the temperature of the room to where as though they don't know, or they can't really grasp the concept of like, this is not the place for that. Or, you know, we're pretty much showing respects to this man. How would you like it if like on like your death, like they're up there like, oh, and this person was this and this person was that. As long as you wasn't a pedophile or whatever the case may be, I don't care.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's
like
disgusting.
There's no need for that shit.
It's disgusting. No respect for the dead or anything like that. And it's not because I was a very big fan of Chuck Norris. It's just as a whole, you don't do that. But it's always a certain group of or certain demographic of people that always do that shit.
Yeah,
not going to get into it, but it's a certain demographic of people that love desecrating the graves of people.
Yo, and I'll tell you what, that's why someone commented on dude's little comment, said, hey, the profile picture checks out. Of course, it's that demographic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So over here, ladies and gentlemen, it says remembering Chuck Norris. Celebrate the life and career of Chuck Norris, best known for his roles in action films and TV shows.
That cartoon boy. Cartoon.
Yeah. Man.
Karate Commandos, man.
Yes, Chuck Norris, Karate Commandos. I love Karate Commandos. Man, let's start from the beginning. Let's see if we can start. Look at this. This man has been doing stuff since 1968. He did the Wrecking Crew, Room 220, Way of the Dragon. There we go.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Student Teachers, Yellow Face, Breaker. Good Guys Wear Black. That was one of my favorites right there. Good Guys Wear Black was good. Force of One was good. The Octagon was good. Eye for an Eye was good. Silent Rage was good. Force Vengeance was good.
Yo, Lone Wolf McQuade? Come on, man.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
McQuade, boy, that was, man. Wasn't David Carradine in it? Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
David Carradine.
Man, this takes me so bad because we had so many VHS tapes of this type of movie. I would just fucking sit there and just go off.
Me too. I wouldn't change my childhood for nothing, bro. I lived in a great time.
Movies like this were my de facto babysitter sometimes, man. For real. Man, look at that shit, though. That's a good long career of great movies, man.
Yes, it is. And everybody I know, even other actors, always said he was a wonderful person. Nobody had anything bad to say about him. But them missing in action. I used to love them. Invasion USA was another one. That was a violent movie. I remember it as a kid, man. Delta Force was good. Oh, look at this. Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos.
Yeah, look at that shit.
Yeah, boy.
Oh. Good fucking times,
Robert Ito was Taliban. I never knew that. Young
Super Ninja.
Super Ninja.
The evil
boy, Super Ninja used to drive me nuts.
The evil Super Ninja.
I was like, you're not a ninja. You dealing with a super ninja.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of problems right there, man.
Chuck Norris, Karate Commandos. Man, I used to love that cartoon too. The minute I saw I was like, Super Ninja? Yeah, I remember Firewalker.
Yeah, so do I. With Louis Gossett.
Louis Gossett Jr. Yep.
I don't really think he made a bad movie, man. Honestly,
Nah.
pretty much all solid.
Because you knew what you was getting into with his
Yeah.
movies. You knew what you was getting into.
You were gonna get hook kicks and uppercuts, guaranteed.
Exactly, and a lot of guns. I used to love.
Yeah.
I used to love when he would wear like the paramilitary gear and had the gun strapped on his shoulder while he's shooting, and he always had on the gloves and stuff. I used to love it.
Hit you with a spin kick and then pull the gun out on you. Come on, man.
Yeah,
It's the best.
man. Missing in Action 3.
Action 3,
Yep. Hero and the Terror. I don't think. Yes, I did. I saw Hero and the Terror. That was good. Look at this thing.
The Hitman.
The
That
Hitman
was one of my
was
favorites.
crazy.
Sure.
Loved it. Loved the Hitman. Loved the Hitman. Yes, David Carradine, if I'm not mistaken, the Italian girl from Flash Gordon. Yep, absolutely. Oh boy, Hellbound, Top Dog.
Hell,
Forest
actually,
War.
Sidekicks wasn't bad because it had a bunch of clips from his other movies sewn into
Right.
it.
When the
And if I'm not mistaken, the kid from the Sidekicks did end up offing himself too on some sad shit as well.
Yeah, in real life he did.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never saw Hellbound. I'm gonna go through his filmography and start watching like stuff that I haven't seen from him. But you know what happens with me? I watch a lot of stuff that I haven't seen, but what happens is that I start being like, I'll be like, you know, all right, say like if I watch like 2 Chuck Norris films I never seen, then I'll be like, let me watch Delta.
Go back to something you know?
Yeah, I'll be like, man. I remember when he was a dodgeball, Texas Walker Ranger, the Trial by Fire. That actually wasn't a bad movie. Wasn't a bad movie at all. Martial Law, I remember that.
Logan's War was good too.
Mm-hmm.
Logan's War, Bound by Honor. Yep. I liked him in Expendables. He was great in there. He played off his
I liked
name.
him in the Expendables too. Loved him. Man. I tell you, we won't get him like him anymore, man. I'm telling you, we won't get him like him anymore.
No, actors don't have. You don't have many actors who can actually say they're martial artists and just can fight too. That's a thing of the past.
Right. And yeah, what I liked is that with his martial arts style, he incorporated jiu-jitsu as well with the with karate and everything like that. Like, you know, it worked. It worked.
He actually was almost like in early days a modern MMA fighter in that he blended grappling and striking pretty seamlessly.
Right. I gotta watch this one, Room 222. I never heard of this right here. Yellow-faced Tiger. Never saw that. I don't think I've seen that one. You saw that before?
No, I don't think I did, but damn, it looks good too. Shit, look at the cover.
Yeah, something I'd watch anyway. Something I watch. Just the artwork alone, I'd watch it. Like, dude, you know what I'm saying?
That's how movies get me sometimes. If the cover looks good, I'm into it.
Yeah. Yep. Logan's War was
that was a good one.
Logan's War was good. Logan's War was good, man.
Wow, I don't think I can say there's a Chuck Norris movie I don't like. I like them all. All the ones I've seen, I enjoyed.
Yeah, he will be sorely missed, man.
Because you're guaranteed ass kicking in this movie. Spirit, you're guaranteed.
Absolutely. I remember this. This was. Yeah, you're guaranteed. Guaranteed.
That's still a solid fight scene too.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, but when he went into action movies, he was good at the shit. He was good at it.
Believable. He was believable.
Whether he played a good guy or a bad guy, you loved him. Or he played like an anti-hero, you loved him.
Yeah, because he looked like someone who's capable of the shit he was portraying on screen, you know?
And what I like is that he had this blank, this very stoic look about him. Like he wasn't pretending. You know what I mean?
That's that stare down look, man. Missing in action, man. Silent Rage. Goddamn, look at the movies.
Yeah,
man.
Look at this. I remember that he threw the suitcase down there and blew him. Yeah, yep.
Invasion USA.
Yep. Invasion USA. Invasion USA was nuts. It was nuts. I remember seeing. I was like, this guy is killing everything. Like,
wow, he's one of the few actors you can say his movies are all good. You know what I'm saying? They're all pretty much guaranteed to be a good time.
Yeah.
You can throw a dart at a board with his movies and that's a good one. Run it.
Yeah. We will miss Chuck Norris. 1940 through 2026. Remembering Chuck Norris, man. Wow. Can't believe but at the same token, I try to explain to a lot of people.
86, man. That's
yeah, we're losing
a
lot of people because you got to understand, these people, my ass is old. And these people, like Chuck Norris, he was grown when I was a baby. Where the Dragon and all that, I was a baby at the time and he was grown then.
Wait, Dragon, what was he, in his 30s already?
Yeah.
Fully grown. By the time Walker was around, he was around his 50s.
Yes, exactly.
But so, I think that's also a credit to him because he looked good for a long time because of his martial arts regimen. It kept him looking healthy and fit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They said he kept himself up, man. He kept himself up.
Up until his birthday, he was still hitting the mitts, looking good.
Yeah. Yep. He took care of himself. They said he ate good. He wasn't a drinker or nothing like that. He said
it's a life well lived, man.
Yeah,
life well
he
lived
took
for
care
sure.
of himself. Man.
Yeah, but we're not going to get another one like him again.
You know it's coming. You know what I'm saying? And more than likely, it's going to be in your lifetime when you see them pass away. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, man. Each of us are at the age where a lot of the people we grew up enjoying, we're going to watch them fade away. That's just what it is. That's life.
Absolutely. It's without a shadow of a doubt. There's nothing you can do, But I can say I definitely enjoyed.
I'm watching Octagon tonight, man. I gotta watch Octagon tonight.
Yeah. I think they're doing a new Constantine too.
Hitman. I gotta watch Hitman also. Hitman was tremendous. The long coat, the mullet with the chromed out shoddy.
He was wilding in Hitman.
He was a menace that whole movie.
He was wilding in Hitman, boy. That was one of my favorites. So, ladies and gentlemen, condolences to Chuck Norris' family. We bid him a final farewell. We're gonna miss him.
One of the greats. One of the greats.
One of the greats. One of the greats, bro. One of the greats. One of the absolute greats. Chuck Norris will be missed. We will miss Chuck Norris. So, man, that one was rough, bro.
Yeah, it was, man. Big part of my childhood.
Who are you telling?
Yep.
Man.
Especially for us, because we grew up in an era where martial arts made our generations crazy.
Right.
Had us believe in all kinds of shit.
We got wounds to this day.
Hell yeah. Who you telling, man? I got chipped teeth when I was a kid and shit still in my mouth and all kinds of fucked up scars.
Yeah. That's what it did to us, but it made us who we are, man. It made us who we are.
Wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Some people may say we're hyper masculine, but it's what it is. I wouldn't have wanted to grow up in any other era or time. I loved growing up in the 80s. I was there, I was like in my teens in the 90s and everything like that. So yeah, I had a great time. I had a wonderful time. Man.
I'm just grateful that my childhood wasn't spent looking at a phone screen.
Exactly.
I got to go out and experience the world.
We went outside, we played, we had fun. Life was good, man. Life was good.
For me, summertime was staying outside the house in the hot, muggy weather and not coming in until it was damn near dark as shit outside.
Do you remember? I don't know how your neighborhood was, but do you remember as a kid, like the neighborhood just being filled up with kids everywhere?
I grew up
outside all the time, like.
I grew up in a housing project with a park, like a good park with a slide and everything, and all the kids would congregate. It was crazy because all the kids would congregate to the park. Everybody knew each other. It was a tight-knit neighborhood. Those are the days I miss when everyone kind of knew each other. No cell phones, you just knew who people were. Yeah.
Right.
You walk around the neighborhood, you smell everybody's food cooking, so you got to smell all the different kinds of culture that live in your area.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly. Had a wonderful, man, listen, I grew up in a wonderful time.
And I had the Clarence Boddicker crew, so I'd go out to eat in their houses, and I'm eating Mexican food one night, then Chinese food one night, and all kinds of other dishes because everyone was a different culture, man. So it was always that's the type of shit I think is irreplaceable now, man. You can't get that no more.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Again, like I said before, and I think I say it every show, I wouldn't change my childhood for anything.
No,
I grew up I mean, times got hard at certain points and everything like that, but as a whole, I loved living in the 80s, the 90s, being able to like dating girls, meeting girls, hanging out with friends, going places, visiting different states and countries. I did it all. I had a great time, man, growing up. I had a wonderful time growing up. I wouldn't change it for anything.
There's not especially not this current world right now. I'd hate to be a kid growing up now. It'd suck.
No, you couldn't get me to be a youth not nowadays. They don't have anything. They don't have anything. They really don't.
It's crazy. The grown-ups have the action figures.
There's no places for them to hang out. They can't go outside because all the weirdos out there now.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, like they can't, like, think about it. We used to slap box, fight each other on the side of the house, lift weights, go to the basketball court. Like, sometimes the parents.
Yeah, when I was a kid, the kids
Saturday
used to
evening
be out.
Chuck Norris flicks. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big
sure.
shout out to Mouse Type. Mouse Type is here, man. Yeah, I mean, like, but yeah, Saturday evening Chuck Norris flicks. You know what? Take this time to watch some Chuck Norris flicks that you never saw. You know what I'm saying? So, once the stream is over,
or go back to the ones you already saw and love. I'm about to watch Hitman.
Yeah, like Delta Force, the missing in actions. I've always loved.
MIA, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the MIAs, I always loved the missing in actions, and the Delta Forces, I've always loved those. Bunch of them, man. Loved them.
I'm definitely going back watching a few tonight for sure.
Yeah.
That's got to happen, man.
Yeah. It's just sad, man. It's really sad.
It's sad because it's the closing
out
of
the
the
same
era.
token, he lived a good life. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever had anything bad to say about him. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're liking the show, I think this one is for tough. If you want to scan this QR code or just subscribe to the channel wherever you're from, right here, hit this QR code. This one I think leads to, you know what, I'll make sure.
Oh, I just noticed a cute ducky in the middle of your QR code too.
Yeah, it's a cute little ducky in the middle. This one is for Tough Nerd Toys right here. And this one is for Tough Nerd Toys Gaming. So if you don't like action figures and podcasts, I also do gaming. You can watch me win, fail, or sometimes just some games I start, and because I don't like them, I don't even finish them. But you'll get some gaming. You'll get some gaming fun from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you love that Assassin's Creed. You did finish it.
Yeah. Come over there now. Listen, when you go over to the Tough Nerd Toys Gaming, you can't have weak skin, because over there we pretty much speak our mind. We say what we want to say. It's not, not too sterile over there, but it's not too wild, but it's not too sterile. If you're a person that's heavily opinionated and don't like people having their own opinions, it's not the place for you. You're gonna get your feelings hurt.
That's weird. You don't like people having their own opinions, man. That's crazy.
Great. That's the world we live in now.
Yeah, I know.
You can't agree to. You know how many times we disagree about stuff, Kenny, but we're still friends no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Agree to disagree is a disappearing concept.
Exactly. But it goes to show they wouldn't have, like, a lot of people or a lot of individuals. And the thing about it is, some of the main ones that we're having a problem with are the adults. So that goes to show me, either you led a very secluded life, you didn't go outside, or isolated life, or you didn't go outside, you didn't have friends or whatever. Because me and my friends, we would be laughing and joking one minute and we arguing the next, and we are like, at the end of the night, we're like, all right, I'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Dude, exactly. 100%, man.
Yeah, and like, we literally looking forward to seeing everybody the following day. Like, it wasn't the thing where it's like, oh, you don't like Darth Vader? You like Star Trek over Star Wars? I can never speak to you again. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you?
I liked all my friends having different opinions. We don't agree with each other, because we shouldn't be the same. We should all have different kinds of opinions and things, so we can reference each other.
Our own individuals is the difference in us perspective and ideals, but we all were individuals of common interest and decency. It wasn't like, well, what we considered decency, because some of us were like, bad people sometimes.
Different definitions of decency.
Yeah.
Different definitions of it. But at the end of the day, there was always agree to disagree kind of feeling in the background. Like, well, we're different, but that's still my homie. I don't care.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nowadays, it's, if you don't agree with me, I can't even be your friend anymore. Which is a weird thing to me.
Yeah, it's very weird now. It's just strange, man. Things have changed so much. and not for the better in a lot of ways. The only thing that I really like now are the action figures. I love the tech. You know what I'm saying? I love the tech, the action figures, but as far as like the
a great time for toys.
Right. You're getting toys that actually look like the stuff you used to watch on cartoons versus imagining what they again, and I may say it every show. Our imagination made those toys look like the cartoon from the 70s and 80s. They were terrible. You go back and look at them now, you'd be like, ugh.
Come on, G1 Megatron versus one of the masterpiece Megatrons.
Bro, we're not even going to get into it. You already
get out of here right now if you think that G1's better.
You already know, boy. You
gotta get out of here. Man. I mean, just the way the toys move in 2026, it's you wouldn't believe it went back in the day. The joint systems, the engineering that goes into these things, it's crazy now because you can pull off any pose that you've seen on a TV show or game you were playing. You know, it's pretty much a standard too.
And you know I always have to do this, right? And I tell people I don't have any old, because like some people, that's another thing I find with Gen X and boomers. They like to hear what they want to hear from you. I've told them numerous amount of times, I do not collect old toys. I don't collect old toys. Stop sending me pictures of this. Stop telling me like, oh, this person got this and this person. So what? I don't want none of that old shit. I don't want nothing from the 80s. You're telling me this Megatron here, right? This one looks worse than that old one looks better than this.
That's crazy.
You're telling me that old one looks better than this one. You're crazy. You're nuts. You're telling me that old school Starscream, let's look him up real quick. Hold up. We're going to get a G1 Starscream, right?
That's insane.
Because your mind makes you think that Starscream looked like the cartoon. Oh, they'll be like, oh, I got that one. I was like, you don't have that Starscream. I promise you don't.
I'm starting to think they're still filling the gaps with their imagination with them old ass toys. Like,
absolutely,
you gotta stop it.
Absolutely,
you gotta stop it. That's delusional.
Okay. So we're gonna do this right here. Right? I'm gonna share this with you guys real quick, and you'll see where I'm coming from. Share screen, G1 Starscream. There we go. Okay, so you're telling me this right here.
Oh no!
Look at that. That's the Starscream you used to play with. You may not think it was, but it is.
That's what it looked like. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Your imagination made you think that you were playing with something that looked like the cartoon. This is what you were playing with.
Come on, look how the wings are placed on it, man.
Look at this.
Near what it should look like.
This is what you were playing with, my friend. All right? Now take a mental picture of this. I want you to take a mental picture of this, all right? Because I'm about to snatch it from you. All right? You're going to tell me that looks better than this, right?
I think that's what they see in their imagination. That's what they're seeing.
Yeah. That looks better than this. That old shit is terrible. Terrible. Your imagination made it look like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at my Roy Fokker across from me. It's like made of die cast and all kinds of fancy paint.
Yeah.
Do you think I want a 1980s fucking Tonka Roy Fokker? No, I want mine. No. I like my shit from 3-0.
No. I don't like old ring G.I. Joes. I don't like the old He-Man toys. Let's look at Megatron.
You know, I just saw a post the other day in the G.I. Joe group where someone was talking about they're talking about classifieds, and someone came and said, those aren't real G.I. Joes. The real ones have O-rings.
Trash.
Terrible.
Trash.
What, a damn O-ring toy where the rubber's gonna rot in a few weeks?
Yeah, like all the heads is bigger than everything else. All the heads, they got midget bodies and stuff like that. No,
thumbs breaking off like it's routine.
Right. Like you're crazy. The only thing that looked good on Megatron back in the day was the gun mode because it was die-cast metal. That was it.
Because it looked like a gun. That's all.
Right.
Fuck what I want, an old Storm Shadow toy versus my classified one on my Mezco. You imagine someone handing you a old school Storm Shadow, but you have a Mezco one sitting at home like, yeah, you can keep this shit. I got a good one at home.
Crazy. I'm trying to share the same. Hold on.
Yeah, I really am starting to think a lot of these dudes they still have their imagination filling in gaps.
Yeah, they honestly believe like that's what like. Okay, here's a good one right here. All right, let's bring that up right there.
Hell, the first masterpiece, Optimus, is still really good to me because it had all. Those
I like that one better
lines
than the
and shit.
ones that they've been coming
Yeah.
out with.
Because it
The
had the
ones they've been
panel
coming
lines
out
and
with, they're
designs.
making them too skinny, like, or like, I don't know. It just doesn't, and it doesn't have that much diecast on it either.
Yo, you know we got to get into Transformers and how they got rid of your boy Optimus, right? Like, damn.
Bro, listen.
Damn.
I
What are
love,
they
I
doing to that
love Robert
comic?
Kirkman's writing, but like, take it easy. Take it easy.
They just
Take it
emasculated
easy.
homeboy too. Had him looking all sad and shit, staring at the ground. Like, damn, Optimus, that's not the one I knew.
Okay, so this is the Megatron you guys used to play with, okay? And you don't have this down. You do have this down in the basement. You have this in the basement. You don't have the one that I'm talking about in the basement. You don't. This right here. See this right
Hell
here?
nah.
Look at
Hell no.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at this thing over here. This was your Megatron. This was the Megatron you were playing with the dick trigger, with the trigger dick.
There's no comparison.
Look at this. This is what you were playing with, my friend. This is what you were playing with.
Oh my
compared to the
god.
masterpiece stuff now.
Looking at
Who
this,
cares
man,
if this is what started it? It's not
Yo,
good
our-
anymore.
our
don't like none of this
imaginations were
old
doing.
shit.
Our imaginations did heavy lifting with this shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Heavy lifting.
Absolutely. So you're gonna tell me that one that I just showed you looks better than this. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. You have mental issues.
Just the silhouette alone of that fucking new one.
Yeah,
it's,
look,
come
look,
on.
Look. Face cartoon accurate, bro. Cartoon accurate.
That's as perfect as a Megatron you're gonna get. for the most
Exactly.
part,
Look,
man. That's
on the back, you got a little bit of kibble back there, but come on. Fusion cannon sitting right. You can pose it right, and guess what? You can move the knees and everything full articulation. You wasn't doing that with the old stuff. You were not doing that with the old stuff. So
Wow.
it's just
But where's the trigger dick?
yeah, no trigger dick either. No trigger dick. You know what I'm saying? No
he has
trigger
an
dick.
actual waist and torso.
Right. And you can twist the waist and everything like that. You know, like come on.
Yeah,
Come
no imagination required to have him look like Megatron.
Yeah.
He
So
just
no,
looks
I
like him
don't
out
like
the box.
I don't like old 80s toys. I like the IPs that they created, but I love the modernized, up-to-date versions of those IPs. I don't like the old He-Man action figures or nothing like that. I like the new shit. The new shit.
Don't pass
I
me
even
a
like when they make them
He-Man
look
Origins.
like real, like life-size proportions, like Cyclone right here. Oh boy, I just dropped him. Like, all right, perfect example. My what's his name? Snout Spout. Look at this.
Beautiful.
Look at this.
Love it. That head reminds me of Vader's fucking intro mask in wrestling.
Exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our commemoration video. We are also doing, the usual on here. But rest in peace, Chuck Norris. We miss you, man. We are definitely gonna miss you, man. So lighten up the mood. We're gonna bust open an action figure or two. Now, I got this from Amazon like this, right? Look at this shit.
Oh man!
Look at this. Now, if I wasn't doing this video, I would.
Wait,
give them
hold
a
on.
Scooby-Doo.
Was the shipping box also damaged, or
Oh
just
my
that?
god, they all like here lately. They've been giving me the bullshit, bro. No bullshit. A couple of my Joes came janky as fuck, boy. I'm telling you, they've been.
Well, if
been
it
working
comes to
my
like a GI Joe, a Mattel, Hasbro toy, I don't care about the package. As long as the toy better be complete, though.
But I mean, like, look, this is how it came. This is how it
That
came.
shit
like
was
this.
mangled.
Yeah, and then had the nerve to charge me full price. And if I was in a bitchy mood, I'd have damn sure be like, yo, I'd have done some bullshit. Since you want to give me a fucked up box, I'd have been like, I think you need to be worked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And send it back to him with the yeah.
Oh, they're getting a Bucky cap.
Yeah,
exactly. The Bucky cap.
Exactly.
The end of that shit.
Exactly. Or McFarlane figure inside.
Yeah. Here, enjoy Cowboys fun.
Yeah, right. So, ladies and gentlemen, being that this one is kind of torn up, but I am a big fan of the Crystar line.
I didn't think they'd make him too. They made another one. That's crazy.
Yeah, now
Another
if they're going to do
Crystar
that,
figure.
if they're going to do that, they have to make Crystar. I mean, they have to make what's his name? Gosh, what's that guy's name? Moltar. They're evil. The evil villain. This is within the Crystar line, and even as a kid, I've always loved Crystar. Loved Crystar as a kid. And this is a new one. You don't have this one in your collection in the basement. No.
The old one's better.
Yeah, you can't tell them anything. Oh, I got that one. No, you don't. No, you don't. Well, the old one is better. No, it's not.
Watch,
no, it's
you're
not.
gonna post this video and somebody can tell you, I got that one at home.
Yeah, no, you don't.
It's the
You
old
don't
one.
have this one. This one is Crystar right here, fully posable. Typical articulation that you get with the Marvel Legends.
Yeah,
if
if you grew up in like the 80s, I think you need Crystar and Rom. You got to get those.
Oh, I got Rom. We did Rom, remember?
Yeah, Rom's a cool looking figure.
Rom,
They really
like I try to tell you, Kenny, if they want to do good work, they can do good work.
Yeah, look at that
Believe me when
Wolverine I
tell
sent you. That Wolverine is a good
That
example of
Wolverine
Hasbro
is
doing
absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And
Ain't
this
it
is
hard to put down too? That Wolverine.
Yeah, I got him faced off with my Hulk right now. You know what I'm saying? I might take a picture of him and put it up on YouTube or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But this is the Marvel Legends Warbow. He is a companion to Crystar.
Box looks like
Right.
he's been through war.
The box was fucked. This is how they sent this shit to me. And honestly, I was going to do something about it, but I was like, you know what? Not this time. But
It's
next
complete
time
though,
we
right?
can
Nothing fell
alley-
out the box.
Huh?
Nothing fell out. It's complete.
Nah, it's just like somebody was chewing on it. Like they was nervous. Look.
Man,
Throw that motherfucker up, boy. And you got a nice picture of Warbow right here. He is Crystar's pretty much like second in command. You have the other figures within the line right there. Really, none of them I want. Maybe that military Wolverine, but I'll get him when he go on sale. I really can't see, after I've been burnt so much by Marvel Legends, I can't see paying full price for them. That's why I'm a little skeptical about buying them as much as I used to. But I had to have if they're going to continue the Crystar line, I will get every last figure within the line. Hopefully they do Moltar. And you have on the side, you have the ripped. You have Marvel Legends all ripped, fucked up, Warbow all ripped up. You see a nice image. Now the artwork of Warbow is actually really good right there. Got some more artwork of Warbow over
man,
here.
that actually would be a cool package to have, because it's a Crystar figure, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love Crystar. Crystar. That's where you got the good wizard Ogiodi. Remember when I kept saying that to you? I think it was a Saturday morning. I just bust out and said, "A good wizard." He said, "There are no good wizards. There are no good wizards. There are no good wizards." Okay, and inside the box is nothing. All right, so we pull this guy out. And it's made out of that translucent plastic that we've been playing with since kids. Of the translucent green. I'm going to show you some accessories here.
You got to take a picture of that motherfucker with some LEDs, making them shine.
Yeah.
Put it in front of some lights.
Oh, after I have some fucking fun time with myself, put a black light on him. I'd be like, guess what this stuff is? Guess what this is? This is my action figure. Look what I did to it. And over here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the accessory. He has a harpoon gun.
Original
Or
sculpt,
crossbow.
That's
A
an original.
crossbow.
That's an original sculpt, right? Nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Listen to me. That's why I'm so hard on Hasbro, because I know what they can and can't do. I can tell when they get lazy and they just throwing a money maker out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And over here, nice detail in the bow, as you can see right there, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon the glare.
When Hasbro tries, they knock it out the park.
Yeah. Well, you see what that Thor looked like. You see what that Wolverine. And look, the arrow is actually removable.
It's an actual arrow.
Yeah,
That shocks me.
right?
I'm surprised it's not built into the damn crossbow.
Exactly. I thought it was all one piece, because you know what Hasbro. Sometimes you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? And it fits back into the crossbow. Let me find out Hasbro really trying to do something like.
You know, I think what it is, I just think someone's a Crystar fan and they put effort in that motherfucker because they are.
Yeah. Chris Star, but this Chris Star does look good. The figure actually looks really, really good.
Again, these are the toys that people were imagining they had back in the day.
Yeah. Chris Star, I think, came out in like 1982, 81, something like that. I know I was a little boy when I saw it. My mother got me Chris Star and Moltar. But these were very hard figures to find when I was young. I don't know about over where you were at, but Chris Star was very hard to find. I was able to get Chris Star and I was able to get Moltar. But I wasn't able to get the other figures within the line, like the Wizard I was never able to get. And anyway, I really didn't want the Wizard. I only wanted the Crystal Warriors and stuff like that, so they could playing swords and stuff like that. And that is his crossbow right there. And now it looks like it has a piece where you can fit it onto his wrist right here or slide his hand through. And he does come with alternate hands right here.
Love to see that.
Yeah, it comes with alternate hands, both done in translucent plastic, as you can see right there. Trying to get this thing to focus a little bit better. There we go. This one is in the translucent plastic as well. And
are the pins also transparent? Because that sucks when
everything is transparent. I'm telling you, they know what's going on. And this is the big Build-A-Figure piece that comes with him. Nice big arm, fully articulate, great detail, great sculpt. Everything is good on him. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what, though, I miss when Build-A-Figures were gigantic toys. Though.
Oh yeah. What they call a Build-A-Figure now during the Toy Biz era was just basically a regular action figure. That was a regular action figure, remember?
Yep.
But the Build-A-Figure piece looks good.
But one thing about the Build-A-Figures, are original sculpts. Can't fault them for that.
Yeah. Looks really good, as you can see right there. Nice wrinkles in the gloves. Got some studded sculpting right there.
I do like that Wolverine style single hinge on that Build-A-Figure arm.
Yeah. I didn't think I would like it, but it's actually pretty good. Then
it looks good when it moves.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Then over here, and I mean, like, this one is made actually. If you remember Warbow, this is like comic book accurate right here. I remember Warbow from the Chris Star comics. I remember him. He was the hardened soldier and loyal member to Chris Star. And here he is in his translucent plastic right there. Great face sculpt on him if you look real good. He has his bandolier on him, the tight underwear. And yes, the pins are pretty much the translucent plastic. Nice. He's made out of a translucent plastic green, and he has solid green on his boots. The diamonds on his knee pads are not colored in, but he looks real good. He has a patch on his eye right there because he had lost his eye in battle before he got turned into a Crystal Warrior, fighting one of Moltar's minions.
It's a good looking.
Because when you read the comic book, little by little, for them to survive, everybody had to be crystallized. They had to be crystallized. So when you first start reading the comic books, they were regular humans. The whole planet was just full of regular humans. But then by messing with them evil wizards and they messing with demons and stuff like that, and they coming up burning people and everything, they had to turn their body into heat. Into crystal. And that's how you got Chris Star. And by the end of the comic book, everybody pretty much went crystallized to stay alive because they were doing so many battles. And Moltar and all of them was just melting people, like burning them. Like,
realistically, that sounds fucking horrifying to have to be.
It is, because some people didn't want to get crystallized. Yeah. They didn't want to get crystallized. Yeah, you're impenetrable now, or like you're powerful, but at the same token, now you stuck like this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're a big ass gemstone now.
Yeah.
That's a good head sculpt, though. I like the head sculpt.
It is. That head sculpt is very good. They did a great job on that head sculpt. I don't see any bleeding of the paint.
Yeah.
Now the bandolier doesn't come off.
The eye patch looks clean.
Yeah. Now the bandolier doesn't come off, but if you want to give it some heat, it can come off. You know what I mean? We all, if you're an action figure collector, you already know what to do. Now I wouldn't really try it with translucent plastic because translucent plastic gets weird. It's fragile. Sometimes. It'll start. That junk will turn a different color on you. So
not just that, it'll get rigid. It'll get rigid and snap.
Not only that, it'll change color too. I've seen it change color. Like the colored ones like this will change color on you. And yeah, he looks really, really good. 6 inches. And the typical articulation that you get with most Marvel Legends. Head goes all the way around. You don't have any butterfly joints, but you got some nice ball joints up here. Bicep swivel, double hinged elbow, twisting and pivoting at the wrist, twisting, and pretty decent ab crunch right there. You can see leg split is nice. Twisting at the thigh, double hinged knee. And he has a twisted the boot. Does he have a twisted the boot? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. He does not. But he has a nice little ankle pivot and everything going on. This guy looks really good. I really like him. I'm glad. I hope they continue. If you are listening out there, Hasbro, continue the Crystar line so that I can have, or at least just give me Moltar. I need a villain for these guys. You know what I'm saying?
I'm assuming someone there is a fan. That's why these are getting greenlit.
Yeah, because when I first saw like when they did Crystar, right? When they did Crystar,
and they look good together.
Yes, they do. I'm telling you, you got to see them in person, Kenny. These guys look really, really good, man. And yes, believe it or not, it doesn't look like Crystar has a face sculpt, but he does. I'm gonna show you real quick. He does have a face sculpt. Looks really good. And what I like is that in a way they made his face look like a Cybertronian or a robot. He does have a face sculpt. Again, he's done in the translucent plastic. Let's see how he looks with his weapon. Wow, and his weapon, I like the way they did his weapon. You can switch out this hand on him. Give him the... I don't know, I think Hasbro got tired of you talking crap about them, Kenny, and they started tightening up.
Well, I hope McFarlane listens also.
Oh no, this guy looks awesome with this. You got to see this, bro. Crystar, I do not think we should go this way. You ever read Crystar before?
Of course. I had a whole bunch of hand-me-down comics and toys from my older brothers.
Remember how everybody after the molten people would fuck them up, they'd have to get crystallized, or like some of them didn't make it. Like it was a violent comic book, man.
The process to become a crystal, that can't be pleasant.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying?
That can't feel good to get turned into a damn crystal.
And you see like some of them, like
he looks good with that in his hand. That looks good holding it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm actually shocked that the crossbow bolt is a separate thing.
Yeah, it is. Yep. And it snaps in real good too. It snaps back in real good too.
No one has, bro. I would have assumed it's just one piece.
Nah,
but that's nice. That's nice
shit.
shit.
Telling them like, yo, bro, y'all can't. He said I had only P. Apatow says I had only one of the comics and had Nightcrawler in it. He was at his magical girlfriend's place, and when he went to teleport, someone wound up in their dimension. I know which book you're talking about. That one, the one that you're talking about, came out like in the I think it was the early 2000s and late 90s and stuff like that. Because Crystar, they tried to well, there's mention of him in Marvel comics and stuff numerous times, like, you know, and they even tied in the time when Crystar got sniffed as crystal meth. Somebody sniffed them from they sniffed them up, they crushed them and sniffed them up as crystal meth in Robot Chicken, and they tied it into the comics. Yeah, they actually tied it into the comics in a subtle sort of way. But yeah, Hasbro, do some more of these crystal warriors and stuff like that. I need these. I need Moltar. Give me Moltar. I think his name was Moltar, if I'm not mistaken. He looked like this, like his face was like this, and he had these knots on his head, and he was made out of molten lava because what was the name of the demon, the wizard that turned him into that? He tricked them all because Moltar actually was Crystar's brother, and they used to, you know, just have like slap ass fights and shit like that, you know, because it was kind of like a thing like Eternia in a way, where like, you know, it was a kingdom and everything like that. And then the evil demon, the wizard demon came up, and they made a pact with him, and he was like, yeah, I'll give you power, but he turned them all into molten people, like made out of lava. They came up and was fucking people up. They was burning it, like just throwing, like just flinging they shit at them, like entrails from them, or like whatever secreted from their body at people. You solid lava. The human body's not going to take it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
They just throwing fucking lava at people. It was melting them and killing them and shit. So, you know, I think it was OG Odie told him, like, look, you gotta Gotta get crystallized, bro. If you want to fight these motherfuckers, you gotta go through the transformation. And throughout the comic book, you could tell a lot of the denizens of Crystar's planet, they weren't happy about being turned into crystal. You know what I'm saying? Crystal warriors are like they were crystal people. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big shout out to my man. He is here. The fierce to the play is here, ladies and gentlemen. Longtime supporter and friend of Tough Nerd Toys. He is here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah,
you know, if they do a Moltar, they have to do a completely all original sculpt for him because he doesn't even have a regular kind of body. He has to be all original.
I think that's the reason why they're probably gonna. The only one they might they can't even use the Thing's sculpt for Moltar. They couldn't. They would have to do a completely different sculpt.
Yeah, because he's not as buff as the Thing, but he's still lava.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's actually taller than Crystar. So like I would want him to be kind of like, you know, a big, not too massive, but a massive character. You know what I'm saying? A big character.
Yeah, like Wolverine to Sabretooth almost.
Exactly. Yeah, something similar to that. Yeah, I could go with that. Yep. So that was Crystar. That was this is Warbow. His name is Warbow. He is within the Crystar line.
Yeah, once you gave him the accessory like the crossbow, he looks good.
Yeah, the crossbow makes him
cool
even
look,
better.
Man.
Like is even better. And again, a lot of people are not familiar with Crystar. Which is like, again, like Hasbro has a ton of IPs and Marvel has a ton of IPs that they could actually put out there. And
Hasbro's visionaries, right? They have have visionaries?
That's visionaries. Yes.
Yeah.
Visionaries is Hasbro.
And Mask and all that.
Yes, that's Hasbro. But they're trying to get out of the toy field. That's why they certainly like, you know, they don't really want to make toys anymore because they're not managing their IPs.
I remember we got that Matt Tracker in the 25th Classic G.I. Joe line. I wouldn't mind a Matt Tracker in the classified line too.
Right. Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, that was Warbow. I mean, do you want me to do Savage Crucible or no?
It's on you. Which one is that? Is that Krieger?
Yeah, that's Krieger.
That's a cool looking. Hey, there's another Savage Crucible toy, the twins. Do you see that one? Like a skull mask? That one's cool too.
No, I didn't see those.
He's a villain. He's like a skull masked barbarian, and two of them, it's twin brothers, and they're covered in tattoos. They look cool.
You guys want to see? Want me to bust open Savage Crucible? I'll just do two. Or,
I do got to grab a Savage Crucible base, though. They have really good display bases.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I'm liking these Savage Crucible figures. After, like, I'd reviewed the last one, which was the Conan, not Conan figure, I'm actually learning to, like, liking their builds, and they have sturdy construction. So, you know what? I'm going to do it. Let's bust open Savage Crucible right here, and then we'll go into a movie review. Now you have the typical box that you get with the Savage Crucible, which is like a book window box right there. You see the figure inside, and it has a big bunch of mumbo jumbo. Well, it's pretty much giving the lore with this guy. And over here on the side, it says Krieger, let me put it for you guys. Krieger the Shunned right here. You have your wax seal.
Oh, he sounds like a good guy.
Yeah. It is by what is this? Harbinger? What does it say? Harbinger Studios right here on the bottom. Barcode. On the side, more Savage Crucible. Nice artwork on the side. Over here on the top, it says Krieger. Krieger the Shunned right here from Savage Crucible. Open the box up. And it says, well, no, on the back it says, old men whisper of cosmic machines, but only fool worth their steel knows this place is alive. Aye, it lives, it breathes, and it must consume. Its hunger burns through the very veil between spheres, pulling us here from the otherwhere. Some are born to this world, but all are spilled like blood on the battlefield. The weak are lost to the wind. Strength and cunning are your inheritance. Your deeds will echo through the ages as you forge your own history. This is the Crucible, the Savage Crucible. Yeah, remember? You were giving Martin when I was
yeah.
You know that's how I pictured you telling him like what he is as a man. You are weak. You are weak.
I only
And,
want to see my brothers in this lifetime win. That's all it is.
and
I want
over
to see all
here
my
is
fellas win. Hey, I'm gonna send you a link to this other one that I was looking at, Savage Crucible one. It's the
yeah.
what's it called? It's called Varnox. It's like the other barbarian. It's like twin brothers, and they come with all kinds of shit.
It's nice, huh?
Yeah, you might like it. I dig it.
Okay.
Varnox the Unchained. It's called. It's on your Facebook.
You know what?
Messenger.
I gotta look and see because now all I need though is some lizard men. I need some lizard men or some piranha men for them to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do like the look of the lizard men.
Yeah, their lizard men and their piranha men look good. And over
There's
here,
one that's like a pale white and yellow,
Yeah.
almost like
well,
a.
yeah.
That's the
mhm,
one I want.
Yeah. And over here, you got some Velcro tabs, ladies and gentlemen, right here. As you can see, you got some Velcro tabs. So if you want to keep it, it can be stored as a book or whatever the case may be. The packaging is a little bit too glossy for me, but I don't mind that. And over here, you have a nice scroll that says, "No one knows where Krieger hails from. A wanderer, he appears out of desert, desolate places, and the no-man lands of carnage and death. No part of his afterlife fits the other. Like all his possessions, it has been bargained, forged, scavenged, pillaged, claimed, and even downright stripped off another's corpse. A coarse man of quiet nobility, he pulls his cart himself, rather than place his burden on another, be they beast or brethren. He cart a battlefield coffin box of mismatched wheels, hauls his jars of red ochre, a sharpened wheel, and curiously old blades and weapons smithed by a dozen different races. Most of his freight be trade or ick out of simple living. But two weapons in his cart he refuses to part with, his axe and gore-eaten sword. Unremarkable items to most, but to those attuned to the subtleties of special craft, the threads that bind the three, master and blade, sink of something more. Shunned, derided, or grudgingly let into the gates to sell his wares or to work his will for the humblest coin. He is a man of few words and fewer niceties, used to decent folk avoiding him. Yet woe betide those who try to bother, harass, or do violence to him. As deadly swift with any weapon as his brawn, he is slow and frugal in his speech. Be his last man standing in any fight, and will surely strip the dead clean to add to his cart loads. So yeah, he's like a wandering scavenger, but violent. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Love to hear it. Sounds like a good
Yeah, wandering
fella.
scavenger, but he sells shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that is
picks pieces off the people he kills.
that is his bio right here, and I'm loving the bio. It is not. I don't think that bio. I mean, like, if your kid is mature enough to, like, you know, like read, like go along with it, good. But like, I don't think these are made for children.
I mean, but you got to consider the fact that when we were kids, we were reading Conan the
Yeah,
Barbarian.
this was
that were
regular
super
stuff
violent.
for us, but you're dealing with a different society now. Like,
That's true.
they're like, oh,
That's
my
true.
child, my child. Like, you know, my child will see this.
Remember how brutal those black and white Conan books were, the comics?
Bro,
Yeah.
It's going to lead me into another conversation that I had with Mr. Hama one time on Facebook. I think you were there. You know what I'm saying? I think you were there, and he was like going through it, talking about, oh, G.I. Joe Resolute was too violent. He didn't. I was like, bro, did you know the type of shit you had us reading as little kids and shit like that? What are you talking about? One of the stories that stuck in my head as a kid was the story of Quinn. That was terrible. It was horrible. Like,
Let's not forget the Saw Viper making Swiss cheese out of most of the Joe
yeah.
stuff. With the cigarette in his mouth.
And over here, you have a map of the land of Savage Crucible, where Krieger comes from. And inside comes this nice little foil wrap card. And I'm gonna open. Oh my god, I just ripped it. Look at my big oafish ass. I'll be tearing up action figures sometimes when I'm opening them. That's why I be real careful. Look at this. I fucked up this beautiful card already, bro. Look at me.
That's a cool card too, man.
Yeah,
It's an
I
actual
tore that
character
bitch
this
up.
time.
What? Look at my Terry ass. Tore that shit
Yo,
up.
what character is that? He looks cool.
That's Krieger.
That's
No,
him?
That's not,
That don't look like Krieger.
Boris Baileye. His name is Boris Baileye.
He looks cool.
Yes, he does. Boris Baileye, savage throws, skills, animal handling, athletics, and perception, senses, dark vision, 120 feet, passive perception, language, common, giant, orcish. I guess they're coming out with a card game or something like that.
There's some big ass cards though for a game. Big ass cards.
Watership Dawn. Down. Yeah, there you go. Looks great, right? Like that artwork. And yeah, I fucked up the card. And what I didn't show you last time is that inside of the package, I don't think I can break this one.
Oh, is that the blind box weapon? Because I know they hand out blind box weapons.
Yep. Blind box weapon. Okay, let's see what we get here. Oh wow,
nice. That looks like a good one. Right? Yeah.
Great sculpting,
like an ice blade or something. That's cool.
Great sculpting, all like a snake handle.
Oh, that's got to go on a lizard man.
Yeah.
That's got to go on a lizard man. That's cool looking.
Yeah. And the sculpting in the blade is nice. So you can see there's wear within the blade as if like he's been banging on shields and everything. But I'm loving the snake. The snake handle looks great, man. Give you guys, see if you can see it. Yeah, look at that. Nice sculpting in it. You can see they sculpted in scales and everything. It looks real, real good. All right. So, as usual, we go over the accessories first. Make sure I don't lose shit this time. And yeah, this guy came with a lot of accessories. Here's his long sword right here, or his regular sword right here. Great sculpting. Nice gold paint along the handle. On the hilt looks good too. See, there's some wraps right there.
I like how the blade's dented and chipped.
Yeah, exactly. Some battle damage on there. Looks really, really good on the blade. Then you have his... Hold on. Let me pull this shit out the right way. So, you know what? I'm going to throw everything in the box so that I don't lose it, because I'll be losing shit.
I'll be sweating when I'm opening a brand new toy and shit.
Who are you telling, man? I'm telling you, I have broken some toys.
Yo, especially like if it's an import toy, because imports be fragile.
Yeah, imports are funky. They can get funky.
Dude, I was putting together them Ronin Warrior toys and my hands were trembling because I didn't want to snap anything. Those are $100+ toys.
Because people like us, we kind of heavy-handed. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, if I'm excited, oh man.
Yeah, baba. Every now and then,
I have broken toys out the box and then called BB or emailed and say, "Hey, this came out the box broken. Can I get into it?"
Yeah. Yep. Like right now, it may seem like I'm taking a long time, but I'm taking my time with it. But
you got to. You can't rush it.
I'm gonna show y'all something that I usually do. Let's see it. Let's hope I don't show off and break this bitch. Okay. Look, what I'll do sometime is.
No, that's making me sweat right now. I can't do that. I can't do that. I'd be fucking.
Oh, that's it. Oh, look, I almost broke him.
Woo, man.
Look,
just you doing that made me go.
He's strapped in.
Oh, shit.
He's strapped in. I almost popped this motherfucker in half, bro.
I was getting nervous for you, man. I was like, oh, man. Come on.
Sometimes I will pop. Just do a quick one like that. Okay.
I like the asymmetrical look of his armor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got all the accessories here. I don't know what this is right here, but yeah, we got that. I'm just trying to get all the pieces together, ladies and gentlemen, so I can show you everything that Krieger has. All right, so Krieger has. I've showed you the sword that Krieger has. Right, looks really, really good. Here's the sheath for the sword right there, and you see there's.
Always love with the sword as sheath.
Yeah. But the sheath looks real good. Great sculpting, great wash on it. Did some nice shading on it as well. You got some imitation sculpt of fur at the top right here. You know what I mean? You got some wraps on it. It looks really, really, really good, ladies and gentlemen.
Like a fur and leather kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
Yep. Then you have. I just dropped something. I heard it fall.
I hate that fucking feeling.
Yep. This is his axe right here. I'm loving his short axe right here. Look at that.
Yeah, the hand axe looks good.
They do some nice battle damage on their figures too, man. This looks really, really good. Look at the wraps on the handles. Wraps on the handles look real good and everything. And the wood contrast that they have right there within going from the blade. And you see there's wraps around the axe blade right there into the handle. Looks really, really good. It really looks like wood. Then you have his alternate head right here. He has an alternate head without the helmet on.
Nice strong jawline.
Yeah, strong jawline. Got some scars on him and everything. Got some battle scars on him. Nice sculpting on the hair. Nice, and all of these are done in a solid, hard plastic, ladies and gentlemen. And then you have these alternate hands here as well. They gave you a plethora of them. He has a bunch of them. But for some apparent reason, they didn't give you any closed fists with them. But I don't mind. I don't mind because I'm going to be filling his hands with weapons. He doesn't need fists if he's chopping you up.
Well, Savage Crucible does sell like accessory packs and shit like that, so you might be able to get some hand. They got hand packs too.
Listen, sometimes I will invest in certain companies to see, like, I'll buy one figure or whatever the case may be. But I'm a big fan of Barbarians, ladies and gentlemen. I love Barbarians. It's a little hot in here, but I love Barbarians. I'm a big fan of Barbarians. I never get tired of them. I mean, and this right here, Savage Crucible, I'm very happy I invested in them. Very happy I invested in these guys because they got some really nice sculpts and figures. So finally, we are going to show you Krieger himself, and Krieger looks really, really good.
Yeah, that armor looks good. I like the bigger left shoulder
top notch,
guard.
Man.
Yeah.
That armor is top notch, bro. Sculpting looks really good on him. You can see there's some they did some good wash and shading on the armor and everything like that. It looks really, really good. And he's made out of a solid plastic. I like the wraps on the boots. Nice big feet too. Holes on the bottom.
The shin guards look good also.
Yeah, the wraps go all the way around. The loincloth looks real good.
You know what? Well, I do have an issue with the knees, but once you put armor on the knees, it looks good.
Yeah. Honestly, Kenny, I'm gonna tell you right now, the knees really aren't that bad. I'm telling you, their knees are really not that bad.
Especially once they're armored up like that, you can't even tell anymore.
But the musculature on him looks really, really good. I'm loving the straps that they got on, like the harness. His pauldron looks really good on each shoulder. Looks really good. I'm liking the one over here with the dinosaur head, looch like, or a demon's head that he slayed. The straps on the back look real good with the sculpting and everything like that. They did a great job on this guy. And I'm loving the shield that he has in the middle of his belt right there. He looks like he has a lot of accessories, but they all fit. Like, he just collecting shit as he go along and put it on.
Oh, shit, he does that. That is buckler, huh? That's a buckler shield.
Yeah. Yep. Shin guards are nice. Everything looks real good on here. Look at them wraps, boy. Them wraps look nice, man. Those wraps look really nice. And he has a buckle on the back right here. Now, I see there's a part right here where I can plug his sheath. I'm hoping I don't have to give it heat, but it looks like I might have to give it heat. I'm going to switch his heads and let you guys see how he looks. It's my figure. I could put my mouth on this shit. Okay, we're going to do that right there.
Now, when you pull off the hands, how does it feel? It don't feel kind of sketchy?
Everything is tight on these figures.
They
don't mess around. You can tell these were made by collectors. You could tell these were made by collectors, man. Boy, this looks good. All right, so this is how he looks.
Love how he looks with the sword and the axe.
This is how he looks with the sword and axe. And ladies and gentlemen, if you know anything about me, you know I love barbarians. I can never get it. Knights, barbarians, but more so barbarians. I love barbarians, but I like knights too. Barbarians and all that other stuff. I love that. That's the era in which I grew up. Reading Conan, Heavy Metal Magazine, Frank Frazetta, all this stuff. And it looks great, man. So let's see him with the other head. Head came off nice and easy. No problem. Here he is with the peg right there.
I do like how modular those toys are.
Oh yeah. Head went on very, very, very easily. And I'm talking about like, and it's on. Look, I'll show you.
Yeah, no heat required too, huh?
No heat,
Good.
no nothing. Look at that. Looks good, right?
Yeah, I like it with the slick back hair and everything. Looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really liking these. Now, the sheath does plug in to his belt back here. And you see these holes? Most of the Savage Crucible figures come with these holes so that you can like interchange the pieces and parts and everything like that. Let's see if I can get this. I might have to give this a little heat for the sheath to fit into the plug hole, because I don't want to mess it up. You know what I'm saying?
If you remember, the reason those toys came out is because they used to do custom parts for Mythic Legions, and people used to complain that Mythic Legions had bad articulation, so they branched out and they made their own shit.
Yeah, but the articulation on these guys are great. Hold on.
Yeah. Honestly, that's my gripe with Mythic Legions. I like the toys, but the articulation leaves much to be desired, man. It's still very old school.
Because you know what? In today's time, they should be doing better than that. Like, come on. Especially for the price point.
Yeah, they just now started adding like torso art, like waist articulation and shit, which is really something that should be a prerequisite.
All right, and here he is next to. Can you, ladies and gentlemen, hear me? If not, let me know. Here he is next to Conan, not Conan, Savage Crucible.
Conan's cousin.
Yeah. And yeah, I stripped them down. I took the cloth off because I don't want to look at these. These look great, man. These look great. Hold on. Let me see something. All right, see if you guys can get a better view. All right, yeah. These look great.
Yeah, I like how armored up the new one is, man. That's a good one.
I like this one too. Really like them.
That's right off the Frazetta painting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, this one looks. I didn't think I would like Krieger as much as I do now, but I'm loving these figures, man. And I even like, and I love the fact that you have the helmet head and the slick back here. Looking good, man. Looking real good.
I kind of like the slick back hair because it shows off the scars more.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, so that is the Savage Crucible. Savage Crucible, what do you call that? Krieger. I absolutely like it. I give it a, I don't know. Myself, I give it a 5 out of 5 in action figures, and 5 being the highest. So I give it a 5 out of 5 nerd pins in terms of action figures. He looks good. I am loving the Savage Crucible line. And yeah, I have been rough playing with this guy, and he's still stiff. Like, the Savage Crucible figures seem to be real good. I'm very impressed with them. And here he is next to our boy. Here he is next to our boy. Let's see how you guys. Next to He-Man. Looks good. Looks real good.
Somehow, I don't think they get along at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. And again, you don't have this He-Man, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the one you had when in the 80s. It's not in the basement. You don't have this He-Man. You don't.
I had that one when I was a kid.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I love telling them no, you don't. They be like, yes, I do. I got it back when I was like 10. I was like, you don't have this. I'm telling you. Your mind thinks you have this one. You don't have this. You don't. You don't know what you're talking about. I was like, yeah. I was like, show it to me. I can't go down in the basement. It's tucked away for years. I said, this just came out last year. It came out last year.
I don't even like that other shit they do, the Masterpiece Origins, where it's just the old figures.
I don't like the Master Universe Origins line. I don't like that squatty old school look. I don't like it. I like shit that look like it's modernized. I like for it to look like real lifelike proportions, like this, or you know what I mean?
I want to look like the art that's promoting it, not
right, exactly.
Whatever the
like
hell you're giving me.
Like, honestly, this He-Man, this looks like the He-Man from the comic book back when they were drawing him,
Yep.
like when we first met Superman and shit like that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's the exact problem I have with Bulletproof, is that he don't look like a damn box art.
Right. That Bulletproof looked crazy. But this He-Man looks good. Nice long loincloth. Well, dude, I'll possibly bust open some Master Universe, Masterverse figures, because I had a bunch of those I want to bust open. But look at that face sculpt on him, boy. Nice long loincloth, rat boots. No, I mean, he's not like he's not like fully detailed like you see in the Savage Crucible, but he looks.
Yeah, but you can drop that toy from a second-story building and it'll be solid.
That's what I'm saying.
Mattel
like,
makes them to last.
I don't care what nobody says. They may complain. Mattel, I got stuff from Mattel since I was a kid, and I was like, some of that stuff that been played with by some of my ex-girlfriend's kids and all that, and it's still standing. Nothing's broke. You know what I mean? So just about every Mattel toy, even my DC Universe classics, they still holding up. They still hold up. A lot of people are like, oh, it's discoloration and this, that. Well, you probably was had yours in the sun, just sitting in the sun. I don't have ones that's discolored. As a matter of fact, let me show you something. Now, he may be a little bit old and everything like that. If you remember, when this came out, that was well over 10 years ago. Skin is still rubber. Still rubber. Mattel.
Yeah, but still looks good.
Yeah. I don't know what people are talking about. You remember when this came out, not discolored or nothing like that. Still the same. Look.
You know what? I still got my DC Azrael somewhere. It's still really good.
Still stiff and everything.
My old Mattel Azrael is still one of the best ones that ever came out.
Yeah. So I don't know when I put that up there, a lot of people were like, oh, my stuff is discolored. I was like, the rubber skin and this Swamp Thing has rubber skin. Still looks good. Great sculpting, great detail. This is Mattel. Look, rubber feet. Rubber hands. It's a skeleton behind it. Nothing broke through. You see? I've had him well over 10 years now. You can look up and see
nothing rotted, huh?
Nothing. Look, the rubber body is still covering the exoskeleton, skeleton over it. So I don't understand what people are talking about when I put that post up. They were like, "Oh, my stuff is broken." I was like, "Well, you probably be throwing your shit up against walls and leaving it
in the sun,
fucked up and shit, leaving them all out in your window." I was like, "My shit will sit up on the shelf. I pull him down, I pose him, and all that shit." And I've posed him numerous times. And yes, he's fully posable. Look, none of my joints have bust through or anything. You know, like usually when they put those rubber skins on them, they come through. You know what I'm saying? My shit is still the same. There's no stickiness, no nothing. So I don't know what they're talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the movie segment of the show. And what did you give Krieger?
That's like a 5. I like it. I think it looks really
Krieger
good.
Looks good. And yes, he's fitting in scale with the Motu Masterverse line. Most of them do. They fit in line with the Masterverse line, as you can see right here. So you can play. They can play in the same universe, ladies and gentlemen. They can play in the same universe. What are you doing here? I think I need to cut you. I think. Steel yourself, he of the man. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the portion of the show where we actually go over some movies we watched, okay? Now, recently, I watched this film due to OG Dick Richards' suggestion. I watched, what was that?
War Machine,
right? I can honestly say, because I thought it was going to be... See, here lately, I really don't invest into too many films like I used to, because at one point, it was a whole bunch of movies that were just like nonsense, man.
Just throwing political nonsense into it.
Yeah, exactly. I want escapism. I like escapism. All right. So let me turn this down, and I'm going to show you guys right here what I watched. And it was actually really, really good.
That's why I hit you. That's why I say, hey, did you see this shit? It's not bad. And I was in the middle of watching it.
I was like, my cousin said it was. My cousin said it was trash. He said it was woke, but no, I guess my cousin be drinking sometimes. So like, you know what I'm saying? He'll watch some shit. You're like, this is it.
I like Orange because they jumped right into action. It was a solid movie, man. Anything with Mecha too, I'm a sucker for.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this was directed by Patrick Hughes. Patrick Hughes and James Buford. Stars Alan Richardson. If you know him, he's from show on Amazon that I like. Reacher. Stephen James and Blake Richardson. It had a pretty good cast. Everybody played their role very, very well. It is very, very good. I would actually.
He'd make a good Duke Nukem. Now I think about it.
I think so too. It's a lot of role movie right there. This is your film. Mine is the Nintendo, but this is.
I watched because it was a mecha, and anything with that's coming out new, I want to see it. And this did not disappoint, man. Actually, without spoiling too much, it almost gave like a Metal Gear kind of feel because what they were fighting.
Right,
Nintendo
I agree.
Switch 2 gives me and my kids some.
They're making us watch Nintendo Switch regardless. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna have to watch Nintendo Switch. You gotta love Mario. If you don't love Mario, you're an evil person. That they said. That's what Nintendo says. You're a horrible person if you don't love Mario.
Yeah, but don't you dare emulate a game that hasn't been out for 30 years. Throw the book at you.
Okay, so this right here is pretty much like a coming soon trailer. You know what I'm doing, like a.
I like this because I don't really. It's hard for me to get into movies now because everything is so disappointing. But this did not disappoint because it's what I expected from an action movie.
Yeah,
it didn't deviate from what it's supposed to be.
Exactly. They did a great job with this film. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this. How many pins would you give it? How many?
Oh, that's a 5. It's a 5 for me because
5 out of 5. If you're looking for a simple action film with like good action, but it is violent, I will warn you, ladies and gentlemen, this film is very violent, but it's good. To me, you know what it felt like? It's what I wanted from the new Predator Badlands movie.
I was gonna say it had a Predator vibe to it, didn't it?
It felt like a mixture of Terminator and the Predator. That's why. I totally enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I will definitely watch it again. I actually want to see like a part 2 to it, maybe like with a battery.
I would too. Actually, I would too.
Yeah. It was a good film, and it's not too many films that I'll watch over again, especially modern.
I'll tell you what. I'm just happy it didn't get PG like most movies nowadays tend to get.
Right.
It didn't shove a message down my fucking throat. Exactly. It was just a good action movie for action movie's sake.
Like literally, I forgot about the world while I was watching this.
Yes.
It's good. This is real good. They did a great job on this. Really, really happy with this. Very.
That's the kind of movie you shut your brain off and you just enjoy it.
That's all you got to do. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Not telling you like, now you must make sure you don't do this, and you need to always include this and make sure this and the moral of the story. No.
Yeah.
I want some lizard brain shit. That's what I wanted, and this was it. I got life every day with people trying to tell me what I should and should not be doing, or how I should and should be feeling about things. I don't need that in my films.
Isn't it refreshing to have a new movie that isn't trying to tell you you're toxic in some kind of weird way? It's good.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I think it was great. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is War Machine. I actually say that you go and pick this film.
Jeff made a good point. He'd make a good ass Venom.
Yeah. He
got the build for it and the look.
Yes, he does. He can play a lot of characters.
Mm-hmm.
He can play a lot of characters. He has the build and everything for it. He's a big dude. That's how your superheroes.
Hell, Sabretooth. Dude would make a great Sabretooth.
Yes, he would. You're right. He would make a good Sabretooth. And this stars of this movie was Alan Richardson, Stephen James, Blake Richardson, Dennis Quaid. That's right. Isai Morales. Good. And Dennis Quaid was in here. Yep. Dennis Quaid was in here. Yep. Isai Morales.
And for a Netflix movie, you're not expecting it to be this good, right?
No, I wasn't. I thought this was going to be a hodgepodge of just whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is going to be some lame shit.
That's why I had to tell you, man. This shit is good. Check it
I'll
out.
be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Do not get accustomed or grow a fancy to any character in here, or whatever the case may be. Who you think is going to survive, they don't be making it. They don't be making it, boy. Everybody be getting the business, including the main character. He gets the business. Everybody gets the business. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was starring Alex King, Kanan Lonsdale.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch it again. It's gonna be good.
It was good. It was really good. It was a really good film. It was surprisingly good. So of course they're going to give it a 6.4 because it's not fitting into a so-called quote unquote what they call a modernized audience. But I thought it was great. I had a great time watching this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a good weekend film on Netflix, it's called War Machine. Check it out. Now, the next one I watched, it took me like 2 or 3 days to watch it, and no, it wasn't a boring film. It was just that I happened to watch it while I was getting ready to go to bed. You know what I mean? And I figured I could stay up for it, but I didn't. The film was not boring. It was called Weapons. It was a damn good psychological horror. It was damn good, and I mean, like the ending of it, it's just mind blowing.
I gotta check this out.
Yo, I don't want to tell you anything about it, but it is good. It may seem like a slow burn at first, and directed by Zach Greger, written by Zach Greger, and stars Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and Eldon Eyring. Right? This movie was good. It's like, how can I explain this? It was like a combination of Creep Show, The Blair Witch Project, and it was just good. It was just a damn good movie.
Nintendo Switch 2 gives.
They keep trying to push Nintendo down our throats. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I can play the trailer, but I'm just not going to play it with the sound, okay? So that way we won't get dinged.
Nintendo is up today, huh? Just trying to
just get your child, get yourself and your child. Yes, it does have comedic aspects to it, but not like a laughing comedy. Rather see Richardson as Venom or Tom Hardy. Yeah. So those two movies right there. Weapons, I will give that a 5 out of 5 if you're into psychological horrors. Kenny, OG Dick Richards, check it out, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen Weapons, definitely check out Weapons. Weapons is very, very, very good. I enjoyed because at first it grabs your attention from the very beginning, right? But what you think it's going to be, it's not. It's not. Because out of nowhere, you'd be like, wait, who the fuck is this? Like, you know what I mean? But watch it. What I thought it was, it totally threw me for a loop. I think it should win Independent Film of the Year. Well, it came out last year. I don't think they mentioned it, but Weapons was it's one of my cult classics in terms of films now. It's one of my cult classics. I think you'll like it, Kenny. You got to watch it all the way to the end.
I'll check it out.
It's a psychological thriller. It's not a lot of action or anything like that, but it's well paced. It's very well paced. So definitely check out Weapons, ladies and gentlemen. Let me share that with you one more time so you'll see it, but you definitely got to check out Weapons. Weapons was very good. Very good. This right here is called Weapons. Very good film. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I would definitely watch this again. I would definitely watch this week again. Now, this was suggested to me by Mouse Type. Mouse Type told me to like get this a try. Like she was like, "Yeah, you like horror so much. Watch this shit." Because Mouse Type is a very big horror fan, like myself. So I was like, "All right, let me check it out." But yeah, it's a very good film. I don't want to kill it for you. It's not a film that I need to put it like this. I don't need to explain anything. But it's not who you think is the villains and evil people in this is not the ones.
Oh, it's like a twist to it.
Is it? And Josh Brolin did very good in this film. I like Josh Brolin anyway. I'm a big fan of Josh Brolin. I guess they want us to watch Ready or Not too, right? Yeah, Weapons was very good. Yeah, Ready or Not 2, here I come. They want us to watch it. So I guess, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to check out Ready or Not 2. I will start watching movies again because the whole narrative of how movies play out now is changing. So I'm going to start watching movies again.
Man, you know, I used to go to the movies pretty frequently. That's
think
really
about it.
changed,
We used to do our podcast basically based off of movies and current events and everything like that. But then after a while, everything was just like, it was, put it like this. You know, if it's a movie I want to see, I'll go out to the movie theater to see it. You know what I mean? I will go out to movie theater and see it. But it got to the point I was like, nah, this is turning into garbage, man. This is turning into straight garbage. Straight garbage. So yeah, Weapons, I give a 5 out of 5, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely suggest you check it out. It is a good movie, a psychological horror that I absolutely enjoyed, man. I had a good time watching it. I mean, like, after I watched it, I was like, what the fuck? It was good. But it has like that creepy feeling that you get from like the old 70s horror films and so on and so forth. So yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, Weapons 2025. It's on stream. It's streaming everywhere. I think Amazon is you can watch it on Amazon. It's pretty good. That's why that's why I saw it. I know it was one of the apps that I paid for. I watched it on. You know what I mean? Because they were advertising it. Because I was looking for something horror, like a good horror to watch, and they suggested, it was like, here for you. You know what I'm saying? You creep. Suggestions for you. Remember that, Kenny?
Yeah.
Suggestions for you, and then they were all based on you committing. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, I don't know what kind of file they got on me. These are my suggestions.
Yeah, they wanted you to like finish yourself. You should kill yourself.
Yeah.
You should kill yourself.
How you feeling? You feeling down today? Here's a video reel about you should be offing yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on Prime Video.
Crazy.
I just added to my Prime Video watch list. It's over here.
Yeah, so I'll be doing these every week, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, no real toys came out let's look and see if any good toys came out this week. Let's see something. I saw those figures that are the prototypes of those figures that you were talking about.
The Acid Rain Nova. I'm still mad about Big Bat. Man, I had it in my pile of loot, and all of a sudden I got credit now, and they're gone.
Man,
like, oh, come on,
Big Bad
man.
Toy Store do it to you, bro.
Come on, man.
Yeah, we went over these last week. Right here. We went over these figures right here. This was that Duke looking crazy.
Yo, he's being scalped like hell now. That red, white, and blue Duke.
Why?
He's going for like $150 some dollars.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't think he's that serious.
I think it's just the limited nature of it. That's the only reason why, because he's exclusive.
That's that FOMO shit. I'm not like that.
But I don't have a place for that on my shelf. Just how it looks with the white toy guns.
Yeah, them white toy guns. I mean, yeah, the patriotic suit looks cool on him, but I mean, the patriotic colors. But I mean, everything.
I still think he looks like Tactical Fred from Scooby Doo.
Yeah, like I'm not rushing out to get this guy, and I love Duke. You know, Duke is one of my favorite Joes. You know, I'm not running out to get this guy.
That's just a repaint. It's like the same head sculpt as the classic. Yeah,
it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing, man. Hold on, I'll show you. Where's my Duke at?
Yeah, it looks like a straight repaint of the classic release, the retro card.
It's the exact same thing, man. I'm telling you. I don't know. No, I don't want that. Well, see, ladies and gentlemen, you know my Duke gotta have the thing. He gotta have that thing with him. This is my Duke right here. You know, I got him with the jetpack. It's the same Duke. Look, same face sculpt and everything. That's the exact same Duke. Same boots.
Yeah, that's the same toy.
All they did was recolor him. That's it. They just recolored him. Look at the face, and then I'm gonna share the face again. Look.
That's the same exact face, huh?
Same exact one. Same exact one.
You know, if they wanted to be different, they should have used the face from the first release of Duke.
See this? See, look. That's the face. I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, that's just Fred from Scooby Doo. I can't get over that look.
Same face. Look, same face.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's the same face. It's the same thing. The same thing. All they did was just recolor the plastic. That's it. No, I don't want that.
They should have at least used the head from the first classified release, make it a little bit different.
I actually like this head. I actually like this. This is one of the heads I actually like right here. I really like this head on it. It looks good. I like the head on him. I like the head on him.
I think the retro card are pretty much perfect toys.
I like the first classified and this one. I like them both. Now Flint's head, I didn't like when they redid him before the retro. His head looks terrible. That's why I swapped heads with him. But over here we got some the Holothon. What is this? Oh, we did these.
I do like those Stan Sakai Ninja Turtles.
Yes,
though.
I do too. I think I'm gonna invest in these right here.
But if you get them, you got to get Yojimbo to match them.
Of course, you got to get Yosagi Yojimbo. You got to get him. Looks good. Looks real good. Yeah, I'm liking these. I like how thick and chunky they look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Short and wide.
No, I wouldn't have that smiling face on Mikey. Yeah, look at his face sculpt on what's his name? This one right here. That's in the package. I like this one right here.
That angry head.
Yeah, with the snarl right there. Yeah.
Out of all the turtles, Raph needs to have an angry face.
Yeah, I gotta get these. Look at them.
I like the build. The body shapes are perfect for those.
Me too. Like that nice stocky build, like short stocky build.
I don't like it when they're tall. Like they don't look right when they're tall.
No, I don't like me.
But the actual animal, a turtle's a small animal. If you mutate one, it's not going to be a giant.
Uh-oh. We got to see what your boy got for you. Uh-oh. Here you go.
Oh, boy.
McFarlane. That doesn't look too bad, though.
Yeah, but what? I can already see the problems with it with the damage.
Oh, boy.
You can see just the joints looking bad.
These actually look good, though.
Now the big guy looks bad, but when you start looking at how long his legs are, the legs are too lanky and long because they just kind of shove the knee joints in the sculpt. Boy, if McFarlane just wants to milk that boy, he has to hand it over back to Mattel, huh? I, for one, can't wait to see what Mattel does when they get DC back. Because, again, my old Mattel Azrael is good.
They're making a lot of that shit for kids. They're not really doing
that's disappointing.
Shit, they're not really doing anything. Uh-oh. More Batman. Oh,
what a surprise.
Did we do this Hyatt Toys RoboCop last time or no?
No.
This one is new.
That's new, huh?
Good.
I still like mine, though, because mine's like fully die-cast.
Yeah, but how big is this one?
Well, Hyatt Toys does have a nice 6-inch line because I do have their Rambo. Their Rambo is tremendous, man. I love my Rambo figure.
Good. Yeah, that looks good. I still like yours better, but this looks good. Drop it. Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
I like the jetpack, man. It's a good look.
Jetpack looks good. Oh, 6.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the Rambo from this line. He's like a 6.5 figure too. The Rambo is good because he's yoked. They made him hella yoked. I like it.
They beefed him up, huh?
Yeah. I got the Rambo 3 one too, so he has like the hair and everything. It's good.
What is this? Oh boy, this garbage right here.
What is that?
Oh no, I might get these if I get Cal. What's his name? I'll get Hulk Hogan.
I mean, Hulk Hogan and like Hillbilly Jim are the ones I recognize.
Yeah, Hillbilly Jim and Hulk Hogan.
What is that? A Bratz doll?
I guess so. This is stupid. Look at this.
I don't want nothing to do with that. What is that? What is that, man? What's that supposed to be?
You just putting together anything in this.
Yo, who wants any of this shit?
He did it.
It's his fault. It's his fault. Yeah, that looks crazy.
Mess. Are you serious?
What's with the flower? He looks like a damn teacup.
I don't know. Don't get away from this shit. It looks ugly.
That's something nobody wants.
Now this looks kind of hot. I like the way they did this. Even if I was a doll collector, I would get this.
You think it would fit with the Barbies that you got in the mail that one time?
Yeah, and non-binary dolls. Remember the non-binary dolls that somebody sent me?
Horrible. Remember, you got hated because they kept sending it to you, too.
Yeah, they sent me like 3 sets of this shit. I'm like, come on. Let's go down here. Who we got? Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's a decent-looking Stone Cold, like at the King of the Ring.
Cold looks good. I would get him. Because I do collect
Yeah.
wrestling figures, ladies and gentlemen. But I might next week either I'm gonna do Thundercats or do some wrestling figures. I don't know.
You should have Grendel by next week too.
Oh, okay. Well, if I get that box from you, ladies and gentlemen.
Grendel, and there's another surprise in there I think you'll really like.
Okay. No, look at this laser power here, and that's done in that old Origin style. I don't like the Origin style.
That
I
squat
really
kind
don't.
of body.
That squatting and little midget body and stuff like. I don't like none of that stuff like that. I like for my character, my toys to have lifelike proportions and shit like that.
Yeah, I want my toys to look like the art they're supposed to be based on, man.
Exactly. Oh, look, your favorite movie, Predator Badlands.
Oh, I love. Oh man, who doesn't want half a damn woman in a mascot toy? Oh, I so need this to throw into the garbage.
Terrible.
I hate this thing.
Terrible, bro. Terrible.
Ugh. I hate that cartoon thing most of all too. That sidekick looking eye. Ugh.
War Machine is what the Predator Badlands should have been. Did you watch Badlands yet, or you not gonna watch it?
I'm not going to, man. I don't want to ruin my memory of the
be
Predator,
honest,
man.
you will be upset with it. You, being the Predator fan that you are, you're gonna be upset with it.
I read all the Dark Horse books. I have a lot of fond memories. I have some toys, but nah, man, I don't think I can.
Some Marvel Legends here. Black Widow face sculpt looks good. Yeah, Hasbro is getting nervous. I like this Quicksilver look right here.
Not bad.
Mm-mm.
The blue and white looks good.
Yeah, and I like
Classic
the way they,
vibrant.
like the cuffs around his ankles and shit like that. Butterfly joints on him too. Can you look? Even on the female figures.
Those must be new bodies, I guess, then, huh? Look at them.
They're worried. They are worried.
Look at
They're
Hasbro.
worried.
They got tired of all the Asian companies eating their lunch.
Yeah. Those face sculpts look nice, though. Those are some nice face sculpts. Especially
That Black Widow looks good, I think.
That Black Widow looks really
That's a
good.
clean
Look at
looking
this.
figure.
That one looks real good. They did a damn good job on that face sculpt right there, especially this right here.
Yo, they were not shy with their chest proportions too.
No, not at all. Let me find out.
Good
Hasbro.
job, Hasbro.
Yeah, right.
Good job, fellas. Man,
Oh,
you know me, I buy expensive
Like
shit.
Joy
Good job. Oh, I like Joy Toy, but man, those are like G.I. Joe size, man.
Yeah, I know. These are always like, and they be having the nerve to charge like high premium. It's 1/18 scale. Yep.
Now I will say the Warhammer toys are so good. I got some Black Legion ones that are really good. I gotta take them out the box. They're in my closet right now. I brought them to the old apartment or house.
Orochi.
Look at that. Storm Collectibles didn't do them, so just Joy said, we're going to go ahead and eat your lunch and just take them from you.
Yeah.
We'll do them since you
And
guys
Storm
won't.
could have done a good job with these too. That's what I'm saying. In a 6 or 7 inch line, that would have been great.
The good thing about Joy Toy, though, is they release the teams in one pack, so you get 3
That's
figures
what I'm
per
saying.
pack with
See,
this.
I don't mind that.
You
That's
get all
the
3.
only thing that makes me reluctant to purchase action figures from Storm is that they always want to just like half-ass you. Like, all right, we're doing this one, and we're going to do this one. Hold on, we'll come back to that one 2-3 years later. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're telling me.
Don't
I
come
still
back
want
at
more
all.
Samurai Showdown. And where's my Fist of the North Star toys? They announced some things when I was like 15
Never
years
did.
old. Shit, and I'm 41 or 42 now.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks pretty good.
It does.
Goro looks good down there, too.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Oh, that's cool. Because you know they're like a K-pop band in their King of Fighters universe. Even though they got god tier powers and shit. Do you remember fighting Orochi in
Orochi was a piece of garbage to fight. Yeah, I do.
That's fucking character. A cheap ass fucking character. I used to be like, I hate this fucking guy.
But then SNK were always assholes with their boss characters, man. They did not give you any mercy. You start playing them older SNK games, and they're doing shit like input reading what you're doing and countering everything you do.
Yeah. Now you could, but I tell you what, By the time you go and fight regular people, you get them fuck that motherfucker so much so we're like you beating their asses because the shit that you do would work on them. You know what I mean? All right, over here. What is this? You want to see some more McFarlane stuff?
Oh
Man.
Look how long his legs are because again, everyone got long, sexy legs. They don't need them. They got legs like the Rockettes, man. Come on.
Oh man, look how they did them. Look at the package. Look at the package.
Oh man, look at his feet.
Look at the leg.
He looks like he's doing a pee-pee dance.
Freddie Freeman.
Oh, Todd. Yeah, let me just shove knee joints into a sculpt like that's not gonna elongate him.
Is this the Vigilante? Looks like it. Yeah,
he
it's
looks
the
good.
Vigilante. Yep.
He looks good, but then only from the head up. Look at his damn legs and arms. Woo! Look at them pins. I could serve lunch on them. Who wants a sandwich? It comes on these pins. Look, he has birthing hips. Look at the proportions. Look how his body comes into a. Look, he got like a female style fucking waist and hip proportion, man. They done gave him birthing hips. He looks like a lady I'd pay for.
What do I think about this logo?
I'm happy with the Storm one I got. That's the only Lobo figure I need. I'm good.
Face sculpt is nice. I like
But all you can say. It's a good
like
face
the way it
sculpt.
looks. Nah, he looks good.
Yeah, he doesn't have birthing hips like Vigilante.
Yeah, no, right?
He's not built like a female.
And he comes with guns and stuff, which is unlike.
Oh man!
Yeah,
he comes with firearms. Stop the presses.
Like, now they need to cut it out. I don't like him in the blue right here. Here we go.
No, that's not
You
Lobo.
lost
Lobo.
me.
He's
You
wearing
lost
like
me.
he's
I
like
won't
wearing
get the
denim
blue
and
one.
shit now. No, Lobo gotta be wearing black leather.
Exactly. Look at them feet.
Look. Oh my God! Look how long them arms are. She can touch her knees standing up. She got monkey arms. Yo, Vigilante had more of a birth and hip situation than she does. Like a more.
But she's supposed to
feminine
be
body.
like from the golden era. You know, like the golden era of
Yeah, but Golden Era didn't have ridiculous long limbs, like sea monkeys.
sea monkeys.
Yeah, built like sea monkeys.
That canary looking. I don't like this picture up here. This was
No,
that
no,
face is crazy. She looked like a angry mom. Oh my God, this is not good. Look like a mom playing cosplay. Oh no, he's trying to start with soft goods. This ain't gonna work for him. Look at
no. Come on, Todd.
Oh,
Why don't you fix your articulation before you start doing
This
all
looks
of
like
that, Todd?
somebody's mom. This looks like somebody's mom.
Yeah,
Like,
from a PTA
doesn't it?
meeting. Yeah,
she just still. It's like a mom who still dresses cool in a way.
it's
like,
someone's
you
mom at the Christmas party or
Yeah.
the Halloween party.
I don't know how to feel about this show.
That's so bad. That is so bad. Oh my God! When they showed his elbow bent like that.
Figures. I'm gonna bust them open one day so you can see what they look like. Because some of them actually look better in hand. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and then in hand and into the garbage can. I agree.
All right.
I remember when I got those Kickstarter Spawn toys in the mail. Boy, they went right to eBay. I thought, man, I said, I can't keep this. This is going right on eBay and listed them right away.
What do you think about Mafex?
I haven't bought one yet, but they look pretty good. But I don't know. I haven't had one to feel how they feel moving. The only problem is I think they do run look like they run a little bit small because they're imports.
Yeah.
But there was a classic Mafex Punisher I was looking at that looked really good because he looked like the old school comic Punisher.
Right.
Overall, though, Metacom makes some decent toys, so Mafex can't be bad.
Darth Vader looks good.
That's a decent Darth Vader for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But he just has to be tall enough to be Darth Vader. It's an import toy. I just hope he's not short.
Right.
Like, he should be at least as tall as the Black Series. Because if you're paying that kind of price for it, he should be decently sized, I think.
I don't know about this Superman.
I'll tell you what, though. I wish Todd would just take one of these toys home and study the articulation or hand it to one of his engineers and say, hey, can you guys kind of do this?
Yeah. I think that's because we covered a lot of stuff last week when we were when we did the show. Mondo Leonardo Pisa.
Oh, it's just a silhouette. There's no actual toy pictures.
Yeah, no toy.
And you know that's going to be like a 12-inch toy. I don't really have room for a 12-inch Ninja Turtle toy, let alone 4 of them.
This looks good. This looks real good.
Too damn big though. That's going to be 12 inches.
Yeah, what scale is this? Let me see.
12 inches. 1/6.
Really?
Is that Mondo?
1/6?
Yeah, 1/6.
Yeah. No, I don't want no Ninja Turtle that fucking big. I mean, it looks nice, but I can't. No. Yeah, I don't have enough real estate for that shit, man. You know.
If only that was 6 inches, man. It looks good.
Perfect. Yeah.
But 6 inches would be better.
Yeah.
I like how it looks with that with the wrap around his head.
Oh, so this is him right here.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Looks good. I'm liking that right
I like
there.
the mask. I like the
Yeah,
mask.
me
That's
too.
clean.
That looks nice.
Matt, I like that one right there with the Oni mask. That's clean.
Yeah. But I'm not doing no 12-inch. No.
Yeah, I don't have a place for that.
Face sculpts is beautiful. Sculpts on him are nice, man. Yeah,
Now I like him with the claw and the mask. That's a
yeah,
clean.
it looks great. It looks great.
Well, since Mondo's getting into the smaller scale, hopefully they start making adjustments.
Yeah,
and
that's they
re-release
make
these
the
as
smaller
smaller
scale
guys.
take my money. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great updated look for Leo.
Yeah, it is. It is. That looks really, really good. Damn, look at that. And see, like I said before, I like how you see he got a license plate as a shin guard on there. Look. A New York license plate. Yeah, this is nice. That's a nice piece. Oh, they got
Oh,
Donnie.
they got Donnie, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't do no 12 inches. We fighting the Mauser. Yeah, he looks good, bro. He looks good.
That's something I gotta enjoy from afar, though, man.
Yeah, because I don't like big giant figures like that unless that's what they're supposed to be.
If it's a big giant toy,
7 inches.
It gotta be like a robot if it's a big giant toy, like
Right,
a mecha or
right,
something.
right,
but I
right.
don't know, man.
Right. Can't do that. That's too much.
All Mondo gotta do is bring that down to the 6-inch line, and I'm in it.
See, Motu
Let me get that
Origins,
112.
even though this is the 2000.
Is that Origins?
Yeah, that's the 2000.
I thought Origins was supposed to be squatty and
yeah,
whatever
but, I
looking.
mean, it's still kind of squatty.
It has that. Yeah, you're right.
You look at it real good, it's squatty.
And it doesn't have the torso articulation, it looks like.
This would have been perfect as a Masterverse or Mondo. But
So
you
how
don't
tall
know.
is that thing when you actually get it, though? That's
These
built
are
to
like
be short.
5 inches. These are like the 5 inches and stuff like that.
That's crazy because that looks like it could be Masterverse almost.
Yeah, but it's not. Trust me, I've been doing my research on them. These guys right here are about like 5.5
So-
inches. No, see?
So they're meant to go with the Origins line,
Yeah.
like all the other squatty looking dudes.
5.5, yeah. That squatty shit, I don't want it. But I would like it. If they had done this in Masterverse, take my money. Take my money. Take my money. Yeah, but that is it. I think that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, condolences and heartfelt sentiments go out to the long lost, man, crazy Chuck Norris. We're gonna miss him, man.
One of the greats.
One of the
man.
greats. One of the greats, man. We're gonna miss Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris meant a lot to many people. He fashioned an era for me as a kid, into my adulthood. Well into my adulthood. I loved some Chuck Norris. He was absolutely wonderful. Wonderful person. Nobody ever had anything bad to say about him. We're not going to go off of his whatever political beliefs were. He was a wonderful person, a great person.
His movies made me attack my friends like I was an actual piece of crap.
I remember that time when I watched, as a kid, I watched, what was the name of that? Missing in Action. Even though I love Delta Force and above, Missing in Action, they would play the part on like when they came on cable TV, they would always advertise them saying, "Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I kill my brother? Can I kill my brother?" I was like, damn. I had to watch it. Then when I watched it, it was just over the top. Everything was like, you know what I'm saying? Throwing knives, kicking people in the barrels, blowing up, everything. I loved them, man. Loved them. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. We lost another one of the great ones, man. Another one of the great ones. And he lived a long life. 86 years old is a long life to live.
And he never stopped training, man.
Nope,
Still moving. That was beautiful to see.
Still moving. That's why he stayed alive so long. He still would train. He still would work out. Everything. Love the contributions that Chuck Norris gave to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close it off like this. Kenny, any last closing words before we head on out?
I think we covered everything. We're good.
Yeah, I think so too. Give a big shout out to yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. We absolutely love when you guys stop through. You guys are the absolute best. Give yourselves a round of applause out there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for stopping through. What am I going to do the rest of the night? Well, I got to go to work tomorrow. But who knows? Tomorrow I might do a quick live busted open of Conan because Kenny has something coming to me this week. So who knows if I'm in the mood or if I got it going on, like, you know, if I got something, if I can pretty much have the.
It'll get to you by Monday.
Huh?
It'll get to you by Monday. Is what my tracking says.
So you know what? I might try to do it. I might pop up with a random live tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll play some. I'll do a review of the Frazetta Girls Conan. Hopefully,
got to see that one, man. That's Frazetta Girls toys are looking tremendous to me. That new icon line.
They're doing good work with them. Put it like this: if you like the Savage Crucible, you will love the Frazetta Girl stuff. The Frazetta Girl stuff is absolutely amazing. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. You'll love it. So, I think I am going to bid you, ladies and gentlemen, adieu. We're going to head on out. And I just had to stretch my legs for a second. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Had to stretch my legs. There we go. Yeah. We're going to call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for taking this journey with me, giving condolences and recognizing Chuck Norris. We absolutely love him. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Have a blessed one. I will see you guys possibly tomorrow. But I love you guys. You're the absolute best. Wouldn't be able to do it without you. So, take care. Sleep well. Have a blessed weekend.
Bye, everybody.